gentlemen, welcome to the Inglorious Bards. We are coming to you live on twitch.tv/Inglorious Bards every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. So excited that you're here. I am your benign Game Master, Tom, and we are excited to have you join us for adventure number 12. Our heroes ran into some battling challenges last adventure, and they're coming back ready for more. Our player Jeremy is off this week doing something wonderful, I think, with the family, and helping us out, taking his place, is Tim from earlier seasons. Tim will be joining us. Welcome, Tim. We'll be playing the part of Dash, and we'll see if Jeremy can handle the repercussions of what happens after all this. We're super excited to have Tim join us.
Thanks for the mention, Jeremy.
Another quick note, we have our new campaign database that is online. You can get all the details about the world, the setting, the locations, the shops, the NPCs, so much, face, religions, everything. Check all of that out on ingloriousbards.com. Click on the link, check out the database. Lots of good stuff to find out there. With that in mind, I have a question for some of our heroes here. Let's start with Hemlock. Hemlock is our fetchling gunslinger. Can you describe a vivid dream you've had before?
It's a bullet-riddled red cloak splattered with blood.
Okay. I think we know what that might be about. All right. And Galen is a thaumaturge, a supernatural swordsman. Since everyone loves hearing about other people's dreams, Galen, tell us about a vivid dream you've had.
I have a recurring vivid dream where there's a small cabin full of people and it is on fire and I can do nothing but helplessly watch. And then I wake up momentarily grateful that the dream is over, only to remember that it happened in real life and I could not stop the slaughter.
All right. Same question to Agiri, who is our human cleric.
The main dream is standing on one of the forbidden islands in Varen that is covered and choked with every kind of jungle creature and plant, and never finding his way out of it.
All right. And then we have Dash. He is a ratfolk Yosoki. Dash, what's a vivid dream you've had?
Well, Game Master Tom, it's funny you asked that, because I was just falling to sleep the other night and thinking about my mother and my sister in the Warren, and I was there with them, and in the shadows over in the corner there was a shape, and I noticed it, and it began to come walking towards me. And it got closer and closer, and I could begin to take... There's a tricorn hat, and a halberd, and a buckler. And he got nose to nose, his beady little eyes looking right into mine. And then he stepped one more step towards me, and he embodied me. And I woke up because it was breakfast time, but I haven't quite felt myself since.
All right. Dreams can do that. And next to you is our bard, a gnome bard by the name of Jericho. Same question.
Yeah. When I was a young bard living in Edlin home, I was always content to just go out into the Syrian forest near my home and form music, just enchanting the creatures that lived out there and joyfully weaving my tales for their entertainment. However, fate intervened when a mysterious melody began haunting my dreams. A moving tune that hinted at ancient mystery, a deeper music unknown in this world, and the woods whispered in my dreams that this enchanted tune held the power to mend broken bonds and to restore harmony in a discordant world. And really captivated by this idea, a way to restore joy. And that's really what has sent me out into the world, is that dream.
All right, great. And finally, we have Yannick, our human champion.
I watched a snail crawl along the edge of a straight razor. This is my dream. This is my nightmare. Crawling, slithering along the edge of a straight razor and surviving.
Okay.
And then more recently, a sword cleaving through the first church of Carahel in Tabonry, and sensing of danger. Later to find out was probably a warning for my friends and I to not split the goddamn party anymore.
I was a little worried your opening was getting towards the attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion.
It is a movie quote.
I can't remember where, though.
Colonel Kurtz, Apocalypse Now.
Oh, nice. Nice. All right. Well, we are about ready to dive back into this battle with the crazy beetle. But before we do that, let's get a recap of what happened last time from Seth.
Hello! Last adventure, Hemlock started it with a gaping bullet hole into his chest from an unknown gunslinger. Only the second gunslinger that's been encountered in all of Varen. He was escorting a toady, one of the freighters in city of Tabonry. The freighter pissed off pretty quick, but a little Dragonkin came to his aid, helping him before the rest of the party arrived. He was soon healed. His assailant had tossed his guns into a river of shit. Despite having an open gunshot wound, Hemlock decided to dive into that shit and retrieve his weapons. The party then went back into the sewers, looking for little Yosoki. I was not prepared for this whatsoever. We're just going to call him the little Yosoki. Sticks, thank you very much. We encountered a large beetle and a couple swarms of bugs. The party got decimated. It was really close to everyone dying. Several people dropped in the process, and the party ran away. The heroes ran away to live another day. They then got some rest, leveled up to level 3, and are headed back to that sewer to rescue Styx. And that, my friends and foes, is where the adventure begins.
Our heroes are walking back into the sewer. You've gone through the canal section, down into the big sewer entrance with the slightly open grate, walked along the little ledges with the slough of nasty goo going by, gone down the huge ramp and caught Yannick from tumbling down it a second time. And
Oh, yeah.
he Simpsons his way down the canyon. You make your way down the slope and are approaching the cistern area where you fought the giant beetle. You can hear a clicking, clattering sound of it from up ahead. You know it's there. And as you approach, mostly healed, emboldened, strengthened, but not fully. There are some folks that still have some lingering conditions, but the group is ready to go in to try to rescue and get this battle going. You guys have a few moments as you approach this opening and head out into the cistern area. What would you like to do or say?
Dash,
Excuse me, I'm not feeling well.
Dash, we're gonna get this little buddy of yours, all right? We're gonna get him home safe.
I'm not really worried about it.
All right.
That makes one of us.
I am buoyed by your confidence. I share in it.
Hemlock's going to quickly unload and reload both pistols with some red phosphorus rounds.
Okay. These are, describe what these do for those that don't remember.
They give a +1 to hit, Pretty simple.
Yep.
Yannick,
Yes.
you ready?
Yes.
You're going to lead the charge here.
Yeah. And we are not there to do anything other than rescue sticks.
So we don't need weapons.
If ideally that would be nice if we didn't. And we could just get in and get out without it, I'm all for it.
Agiri puts away his staff.
But we may need it. Get it
Agiri
back
takes it back out again.
out. Let's hope we don't.
Puts it back out.
Likely we will.
So are we going in? Are we going in hard? Are we going in fast? Or are we going in sneaky like?
I don't particularly care to get curb stomped by that beetle.
I did not see any curbs in there, so I think we're fine on that.
Agiri, don't sneak.
My best use is to help deal with the swarms of cockroaches should they appear again. So I will focus on that.
And I think our dwarven daisies can block around that grate so we can get that stone moved and get sticks out.
I'll focus on the large beetle since the bullets don't do much to the cockroaches.
And it did seem when you were disturbed by your gunshots before, so it will hopefully still be so.
Yeah.
This stone may take more than one of us.
Well,
Not if one of us can move rock.
Well,
Literally.
Did he get in it on his own? Maybe he can just get out on his own. Maybe he's got little gaps that he got in, he can get out, and he's just hiding.
Who was there? You, I know, we're definitely in that area. So you
Yannick
know,
was there.
Yannick was there. It's this small, maybe 3x3 grate that goes to some little mini cistern cess type area that thankfully, as far as you know, hasn't filled up with any goop. And he is trapped underneath there. And it has he scurried in, and there's a metal that got closed on him as the boulder fell on him. So apparently the beetle doesn't move around much. And then when it did, it agitated a whole bunch of crap, and that came
He's
falling
super
down.
trapped.
Is the boulder 100% on the grate?
It's about 75%.
75% on the grate.
So you were able to see him. He was able to get his fingers up a little bit, but you couldn't budge it at all.
I can,
So so it's not very deep. The below
We
the
could
grate.
all of us just push on
Yeah.
this before the beetles arrive.
We could
think
ask them to
charging-
wait.
I think
the Beatles
charging
just-
and
Just ask them to wait. Beatles.
Yannick's not amused.
All right. We didn't ask. Nice last time.
You can try that, Jericho.
Okay.
I will head straight for the stone and attempt to get it moved. Dash, if you can help with your powers in whatever way you can.
I can't move a boulder.
All right, perfect.
Perhaps you can chip away at it, though. Make it lighter.
Can you help me move a boulder then?
We could let you make an attack roll in place of an athletics roll.
Or like an aid
+9.
roll or something
Yeah.
for me.
Okay.
And I will distract.
He just puts the thing in his mouth. It's just Dash wrapped around.
It's just the boulder with the light skin and little legs sticking out the top.
So Hemlock and Galen on
Take a
bug
little
duty.
tick.
Guess, yeah.
Right. Hemlock and Galen on the bug. That's got that covered. What about Sierra and Gary?
Is Yannick armed with the thing, or are you doing the sword and board concept? I'm trying to picture what you're...
Yeah, no, Yannick at the moment is Shield and Dwarven Daisy. And
all right.
part of
Classic paladin.
yeah, exactly.
And what
you
is
would
the
expect.
Dwarven Daisy for people listening?
Dwarven Daisy is basically it's a bomb essentially that will do fire damage and splash damage and will hopefully dazzle the creatures around us.
It whistles before it goes...
My intent is to ram the stone with my shield
Hey.
and push.
How many times can
Right.
a feat be used in a turn?
Depends. What's the feat?
Stepping stones.
Stepping, that is
Once.
one of these infinite things, so it takes 2 actions.
Okay.
So you can only do it once per turn, but you can do it infinitely. That's the kineticist. He has no resources to track. It's
Excellent.
insane.
All right.
All right. Any other thoughts or plans? Did you want to ask nicely first, Jericho, or?
No, I'm just spitballing ideas because we look like we're about to just run in there.
And I have this as Galen and Hemlock are dealing with the beetles.
Distracting.
Distracting.
We're not dealing with shit. We're just gonna try to keep them away from the stone and as much as we can.
Then I
I'm
will
specifically going to try to keep the swarms away from the group.
Then I will keep the runic empowerment to myself.
All right. No?
My shield can use it.
It doesn't work that way.
His guns
I'm
could use
using
it.
it as a weapon. It would. It's okay. I don't want it anyways.
All
You
right.
keep it.
I'm prepared.
Okay, group is heading in. You head into this cistern area. It is essentially a several platforms of stone that are rising up out of some muck with dripping little waterfalls of wonderful goo that splash down in. It is a huge vaulted ceiling.
What does it smell like?
It does not smell anything good whatsoever. It smells like late night cleaning up the bathroom at the country buffet kind of a vibe.
At
is what the
Denny's?
smell- Yeah, that's the smell. The ceiling is really tall.
Cigarette smoke and despair.
strong
There's
vinegar.
stone and pipes that disappear into the darkness above. That's where the beetle came down from before. There's also some metal ramps that cross over these two sections. There's a northern platform of stone and a southern platform. You're essentially an island of goop. It's not a big area, and that is where you guys step in. We are looking at our battle map right now, and I've got the 6 of you at the bottom section. You can right now position yourselves as you walk in with no enemies, slowly walking into the battlefield for the second time. You can position yourself anywhere from the halfway point that I'm marking here, or south. You can put yourself anywhere there. Then we will start the combat, and I will tell you can hear sounds of skittering little roach stuff coming from the southwest, and you hear some larger clicking clappeting coming from the northern half of the section of the map.
And can I get a ping on where the where the grate with the Yosoki in it is? Perfect. Thank you.
One ping only.
Galen will take the southwest side, I think positioned halfway between the westernmost and middle bridge.
There's a bridge
Kind of one more north there.
Oh, okay.
Looks like a muck.
Like sled.
Like a
Yeah,
open
right about there is
cesspool.
good, I think. So you can kinda
Hemlock will go right next
See it
to
a little
Galen.
better.
Yannick
Do you
will
want to switch?
basically move straight
want me to?
ahead,
Okay.
preparing to cross. If there's a bridge close, he's going to use the bridge. If not, then straight through the muck.
And Dash will follow Yannick.
Jericho will be 10 feet behind Dash.
Mickey Mouse?
What kind of Mickey Mouse joint is this?
That is Sticks.
We're going to get a copyright straight on that one,
Okay,
man.
we'll get rid of
This
it.
is a little attention.
Seasoned and set.
But if you use the old timey one,
Yeah,
it's,
that's true. We could use the old steamboat. We're fine.
Yeah, he's just got to take his pants off. It's the old one.
Okay, everybody good where they want to be?
No.
Gary way in the back.
Gary wants to be up where Galen and Hemlock are. Probably, yeah.
All right.
Excuse me.
Everyone's good. As you get into those positions, slowly moving in, the big beetle comes dropping down from above. Oops, there we go. From above and appears in the northeast section. And as it does, that agitates the bugs to the southwest, which you can now see appearing. And that is our situation right now. And we are rolling initiative. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck, Gary.
First up is the beetle tied with Jericho. We're going to give Jericho the lead on that. Jericho, you're first.
And that's about. Oh, that's the big beetle
Yes.
way off over there. All right, I'm gonna first use I'm gonna cast use the 2 actions. Do the cantrip of electric arc to hit the 2 beetle swarms.
Oh, okay. They're doing reflex saves. Electricity lashes out.
They are DC 19 basic reflex.
Reflex. I got a 14 and a 21.
One of them, whichever one you felt was that one. The roll is 5, so 5 or 2.
5 and 2 points of damage.
That's correct.
Okay, zap zap. Electricity lashes out and hits the 2 swarms.
And then I'm going to move 20 feet due east.
All right. Next up is the beetle itself. It is agitated that you have come into its area and comes stomping towards the group. Boom, 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 boom.
I did mention my shield was up, so.
Did you?
I
Comes charging across the middle bridge right in front of Yannick and Dash. And comes striking with its nasty mandibles. Yannick knows them all too well. You said you have your shield up.
Yeah. AC 22.
Okay. And it is striking with a 15 to hit. Easily misses. It's waking up, but it is pissed off. And Yannick, you're up next.
Oh, wow. Yannick will... there's still a little bit of room from the grate where the Styx presumably still is and this beetle, right?
Yeah.
So Yannick is going to throw the Dwarven Daisy that he has in his hand to the northwest, and basically, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to charge straight past the beetle.
That would be a tumble through.
Tumble through. You know who's really good at tumble
Unless you're
through?
moving around him.
Yeah, can I not just
Piercy.
move around him?
No, because there's water all around you.
Okay.
How big is this beetle? Sorry, the height, just size-wise.
Oh, yeah, he is huge size, so he's big.
Okay, so taller than Yannick.
Oh, yeah. So large is, I think, 8 to 10 feet or so. Huge is like 12 to 15 feet, something along those lines.
Let's put in something we can all understand. Is it brain bug?
Elephant size.
A little bigger than a brain bug.
Oh, okay. That's pretty big. All right.
I was going to suggest knocking it into the water, but I don't think you're going to be able to do that.
I don't think so either. I am, unless I did not take Titan Wrestler yet.
Yet.
It's
oh no. No.
It's on
Down,
the
boy.
short list. Well, shit. I'm just gonna throw my Dwarven Daisy right at it then.
Right at it. Okay, that's an attack roll. Go for it.
All right, and I'm gonna use my hero point because I just rolled a 3.
Woo!
So we're gonna start this battle off better with instead a roll of 12, so that'll be 21 to hit.
All right, it is swinging its mandibles. You try and find the right time, and you throw it, and you miss. It goes into the water and thuds out and fizzles and disappears into the goo.
Perfect. Just what I wanted to hear.
All right.
Going exactly according to plan.
Reset. Go back to 1.
Another long rest. Let's go, boys.
We'll take the tension die. Let's go.
I hit mine.
Can you hold off to level 4?
I will
Let's go kill 50 kobolds.
throw my shield to the other side of the water
Okay.
What?
and draw the retribution axe.
Oh. Okay.
And I'm not. That's probably all 3 of
That
my
is all
actions,
3.
presumably.
So you have a new cool great axe, the Retribution Axe, in your hands. The shield is slid underneath it and sliding over the grate of the mouse.
Perfect.
That he is. So he's pulled out of a bag this giant weapon.
It's, what bag is this?
It's the bag of holding.
Oh, all right,
It
sweet.
came from the bag of holding.
Okay.
Nice.
Done. It is Galen's turn. You are to the southwest, kind of near some cockroach swarms.
I am. So I will first attempt to learn the weaknesses of these cockroaches. So I flash the mirror and gaze into it to
Clean
see
house.
into the soul of the cockroach.
All right. Your DC is 18.
Yeesh. Roll big. That is big. So that is 25.
That is a success.
Nice.
And this is decent. Well, this is a good one for you. This was that one's success. Learning its highest weakness. Right. But not its other weaknesses, resistance, or immunities. You can explore. Okay, so highest weakness on the Beetle Swarm. The highest weakness is area damage. If you do any amount of damage in any kind of area of effect, you add 5 more damage to it. And for the rest of the battle, I believe against just that one, I can't remember if it spreads.
Yeah, I don't think I have the next feat that gives me against all creatures of that
This
type.
damage affects the target as well as any other creatures of the exact same type.
There we go.
Both of those guys are vulnerable to you. So your weapon is imbued with supernatural ability to get that bonus. Anyone else, it's an area of effect.
Yeah, so I will shout that out to everybody having learned this, like, area of effect.
And that's just how the game represents a million little things. It
Yep.
sucks for Hemlock, who's shooting a single bullet, but it's great for area types.
Pull out your shotgun.
Like an area heal.
All right.
We know.
So then I will step to the swarm to the west
Okay.
and take a strike at it, just thematically with the flat of the blade, trying to sweep through the cockroaches and smash them. All right, let's see what we do here. That is a 27.
27 is a hit.
Oh! I bet I just needed one more. Oh, it makes me angry. All right, so at least we do. Oh, that's max damage. That's 8 plus 10 is 18 points.
What? Yeah. Because normally it's 5 due to all your strength and abilities.
Yes.
And then you just added 5 more with your supernatural vulnerability exploitation.
Exactly.
Wow. You do a lot. Hold on. What type of damage was it?
That is
Area effect.
area of effect. Yeah, because it empowers my weapon with that damage type.
You're not activate the highest weakness, even though the damage type of your weapon doesn't change.
Nope, keep reading.
All right. The damage affects the target as well as the creature same type. For example, find a pair of wells against him, but you wouldn't apply it. I don't see anything else on there.
So I read it as your weapon is imbued with that damage type, even though the damage type of the weapon itself doesn't change.
Let's read it again. Your unarmed and weapon strikes activate the highest weakness you discovered, even though the damage type of your weapon deals doesn't change.
Right.
So the weapon still does its damage, but you also trigger the other thing. So your weapon is still doing those blunt slashing or whatever damage.
AoE slashing damage.
Perfect. Okay, so slashing or piercing.
Okay, slashing or piercing. Got it. You do lots of damage, not as much as you were counting on, but still lots of damage. It is you just slaughtered dozens and dozens of these biting bugs. Nice.
You got rid of all of one of them.
Yeah. That's all 3 actions.
Okay.
Wait, you killed one?
There it is.
It is Gary's turn. You're kind of near these bugs as well.
Woo! And I want to not be. I'm going to move. But yeah, you're moving right along where I want to go, but I'm going to be behind Yannick if my move allows.
Not trying to stay here.
Did you see the opening to Lord of the Rings with the big swinging guy?
I appear behind you, but anime style, so I just come up from your shoulder. And there is a light cackling as I brush my hand across your back. And there are symbols that you've seen before that race down your arms. They don't disappear, though. They just kind of wash over and stay and glow, and it trickles up your new weapon, and it is now imbued with runic properties. So that is now +1 striking properties.
Galen and Hemlock shiver with jealousy.
Yep. Oh, could have been me.
It's about party balance.
So that is
Pretty soon I'll give it to
plus
Jericho.
1 to damage, +1.
So it's what was it? Retribution Act? Retribution Axe.
Right, which
There
is
it
already
is.
+1 to hit.
And then +2 versus last creature who hit you.
Okay, so yes, it is a +1 great axe. So you don't get the +1 for that because you already have it, but you do an additional die of damage,
Oh, okay.
which is not insignificant because that just went to what's your base damage now when you hit with that?
Base damage when I hit with that is going to be 1d12 plus 4.
So 2d12
Yes.
plus 4.
Yeah.
Plus any additional circumstantial craziness. That's
Yeah.
insane.
And if you happen to roll a critical,
Wow. Okay. Nice. You are imbued, and that'll last 10 rounds.
It's not bad.
my move
Yeah.
plus that, which costs 2 actions, puts me at 3. I am done.
All right. We have some bugs. Several of them are going to skitter and go up to the east, but they're only biting at the closest things. They're not the most tactical creatures. And essentially, they move 1 action to get underneath Dash and Agiri. They then spend their next 2 actions doing swarming bites. Both of you, and Tim hasn't even taken a single action in the campaign. He's already under attack. So reflex saves 20 twice.
Not 1 and 1, it's 2 and 2.
Each of you are doing 2 basic reflex saves. 20 is your target number.
It's 20 is the target, 13 is one, that's fail, 4 is the other. Would that be a critical fail?
That would be a critical fail.
Then I will try to avoid that by spending
17. 17 plus, so 27 for the first one.
Okay, that's a success.
15. What is my
19.
reflex? Oh,
Total
it's a reflex
19?
of
Yeah.
6.
Okay, that is a fail.
I needed 20. I made 20 on both. I didn't add my reflex. Sorry, that was natural rolls.
You got 20 on both. Okay.
Over 20 on both.
If you, for the first one, it's 3 damage or 1 if you passed.
Okay.
On the second one, it's 10 damage or 5 if you passed.
Jesus.
Which was almost 20 to you critically failing. Oh, yeah, that was huge.
Could you repeat out that damage again?
3,
please?
1, and 10, 5 if you passed. First and second rolls. 3, 1, 10, 5.
Okay.
Similarly, we have beetles that are just climbing a little bit towards Galen. The only 20 dozen that are still alive start swarming up your legs, Galen, and they're doing the same thing. 2 different swarming bites. Reflex 20 is your target number.
Tim, did you pass both?
I took 11 total.
11 total. All right, thank you.
Okay, so one of them is a 25,
Okay.
and the other one was a 12.
Okay.
And I think I'll take it.
All right. You take 4 damage and then 8 damage. 12 total. Nasty, gnawing, endless bites over and over and over and over again. They are relentless. And what makes them particularly deadly is that this is an effect, not an attack. So they're not triggering a multiple attack penalty. So the more you stay put, the deadlier they are. Speaking of deadly, we have Hemlock. You're kind of in between all the enemies, standing on the edge of this goo.
Yep. Move me 50 feet to the west and then up that bridge.
I think you might have to go.
No, he does not.
Nope, I can run through them. I remember that from last week. Perfect.
That's right. I was just remembering. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm going to take aim at that big beetle.
Okay. Huge, thick carapace.
And I'm going to burn a hero point for a natural 1.
This is your red phosphorus shell.
Jesus. 15 to, yeah.
All right, you hit the boulder instead between you and it.
How much meat of that boulder do I shear off?
1 of 20,000 hit points.
Thank you.
You're making some progress.
Okay.
Is that it? I think
Those
so.
were those 3 actions.
All right. By the way, some fantastic initiative rolls. We had a 28 for Jericho, and then we had 23, 23, 23 for 3 other heroes. Dash got an 8 on his initiative. He's last to go. What are you up to, Dash?
Reflexively, Dash, after getting swarmed there, channels elements, and so within 10-foot radius you see bits and pieces of rock and dirt and air start to swirl around him, and then stomps his foot for a tremor.
Oh, when you do the area thing, you get a free elemental blast, I believe. Or is it an impulse?
It's a one or the other for one instead of 2 actions.
Okay, all right.
So I've only spent 2 actions so far to do those 2 things, and that is DC 19.
All right, and you get to place it somewhere, and it affects all creatures. And Derek's gonna place it, and you can tell him where you want it.
It's
to be.
going right there where we are to affect
all of you guys as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I borrow an 8?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
Can we get the other dash
There you
back?
go. You got it. Yeah. Circle.
You think he wouldn't have done the same thing?
So yeah, you just click the circle, and it was 10 foot.
Yes.
There's your 10 foot. Really? No, it's on the edge.
Oh, it's an 8 plus a 10.
So it goes on a vertex. So Tim, you get to put it on any edge.
On any edge?
Like there. How far? What's the distance that it goes from?
It's a 10-foot.
That seems egregious right in that spot right there.
Is it an emanation or is it?
Within 30 feet is where it
30.
starts from.
I think that can hit both bad.
You unleash
bugs.
this 10-foot burst within 30 feet. Yeah.
So you can put this wherever you
Yeah, you
want
could probably
to do
put
that.
it between the 2 bug things.
Would it fit? Would it hit them both?
It might.
It might.
Oops.
Take a look.
No. That hits just one.
Would it hit the beetle and the swarm?
Up to here? No.
Or on the grate.
No, yeah, it was. Let's see, on the grate. Yeah, I mean, you can
Sure.
hit many things, but then you're also making your friends get hit, and then difficult terrain. Or you can maneuver it so you're only hitting one beetle or whatever you want, really.
All right, let's do it on the south end.
Okay.
'Cause these guys are being pussies.
I'm not, but you were avoiding me entirely each placement. So
Well, I was.
All right, so they have to make a
19.
reflex save.
19.
They got an 18.
So they take 9 damage.
Okay, 9 damage. This is an area they take additional damage as you affect so many of these. Does
plus
more damage than
5
you were
more.
expecting.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, so they have taken a ton, and that's now difficult terrain for the till the I think end or beginning of your next turn.
Yeah.
With tremor. Kinetic aura, by the way, you can aura 1 action. Okay, so going back a second, Tim, when you channel elements as part of the 1 action to channel, you can use a 1 action elemental blast.
Right. It says or impulse stance.
Stance impulse. This is not a stance. The tremor is not a stance. So you get a free elemental blast,
Okay.
and then tremor you can cast as another.
Well, then
action.
for the elemental blast, then that will be my last action, and that will be at the beetle.
The beetle itself. All right.
Yep.
That's a +9 as you launch some sort of good luck air rock. I don't know what it looks like.
we're all counting on you.
I take some beetles and throw at it. Oh, that's a 20.
Oh, hello!
Oh,
20 even? Natural 20?
Natural
so
20.
That's a 29. That is
29.
a critical. That is a critical hit. So roll your damage and double it.
So elemental
That's
blast.
not heavy.
No, it's
Earth is.
Or I'll be healing him off here pretty soon.
you know.
You'll be letting them off?
Never you mind. It's cleric business.
D6. So that's 7 plus 4, so 11.
11
Times 2?
doubled.
22.
22 points of damage is just
Couldn't do 10% of that last time.
massive amounts of damage to the beetle. You catch it with these cockroaches and flinging it, and you catch it in an opening spot and just keep hitting it, and goo and gore is bursting out until it finally comes down and
Ends up
screaming.
it's phobic of beetles.
Yeah. Scared of it. It is Jericho's turn.
All right, I'm going to do my lingering composition into a courageous anthem.
Trying to keep the song going.
Trying to start the song. So I got to do a performance check.
18.
Alrighty. 30.
Wow.
Whoa, that's a
28. Sorry, 28.
That's still a critical success.
Okay, so that's going to go for a long time. That's going to go for 4 rounds.
Forever.
That goes for
What's the
4
range
rounds.
on that thing?
60 feet. That's
The
everybody.
room still get you.
Yep.
That's gonna be everybody for 4 rounds.
So,
There's no way
so
it's gonna
Dash,
hit me.
you get +1 to
You
any
already do.
attack rolls you make for the next 4 rounds, and +1 to all damage now with
And
his
that's
song.
a status
cool.
bonus,
This
no
is right here.
circumstance bonus.
Yes.
And that will counter my sickness temporarily.
Yes, you can view it
Stat-wise,
that
yeah.
way.
Will that hit
Check the
Hemlock?
range on Hemlock.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so. Is it 60 feet, Derek? From Hemlock to
It's going to be close.
exactly 60 feet.
I got you, buddy.
Derek
got you,
knows his
buddy.
business.
Yeah, he does.
I know what I'm doing.
Knows how to sing a damn song.
All right. And then as he finishes that song and he throws that out to his friends, he's going to come right back and cup his hands in front of his face and start singing into his hands nice and quietly. And as he does, this ball of light and chaotic energy goes. And then he's just going to throw it straight out. And I'm going to try to throw a straight line of inner radiance torrent 2 actions towards the far. I'm going to try to just miss my friend Galen.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that there's a line that can be drawn that does hit
All right, so you want to draw a line across. Derek, can you give us a line from Jericho?
the skinniest line possible.
That's not how that works.
Well, I mean, just a line.
All right, and we're going to try and get both beetles as the goal.
That is the goal.
There's a little bit of them poking out to the south there.
Go
Oh,
one more
shit,
west.
Can't do that.
Go one more west, and then go up 1. That's a weird how that is. That how that? It's a 5-foot wide line.
Yeah.
It does what you're asking, though. It hits 2.
3.
It's
Thank
3.
you.
So you can. It's a question of Galen or not.
Yeah, Galen's gonna get hit
Okay.
because we gotta hit these guys. All right.
Blasting out with. Describe the visual of the spell real fast.
All right, so this just looks like chaotic light. So just mixed bands of white and yellow light chaotically wrapped around each other that just arcs out in this mess of radiant energy that fires out about a 4-inch wide arc that cuts straight across through these things.
Disappointed it wasn't a disco ball with music, but carry on.
That is not his style.
I don't do
He's really more of a folk music kind
All
of
right.
guy.
And they're making a save. Is that the? Is that
Yeah, everyone's making a DC 19 basic reflex save.
reflex.
Even Dylan goes electric, man.
But he regretted it.
19.
19.
Reflex. Good luck,
Dance,
Galen.
boy, dance.
That is not going to do it.
And it's going to be 4 on these guys. Ooh, knock that up there.
I might use my hero point.
I don't think it's going to be
Too much damage.
too much.
It's 44, right?
You want to hear the damage first before you roll?
Possibly.
All
All
right.
right, 9 on the damages.
9 damage.
9 on the damage. 9
Okay.
force.
So mitigate
not worth
5
my
if you
roll.
So if it's a
succeed.
critical fail, it'll be 18 damage.
No, I got a 15.
Okay. The nearer beetle swarm gets dodges it and takes half damage, but there's so many of them they get that area damage bonus on top of it.
That's
So
what I was
nicely
hoping
done there. They take a nice chunk. The far one critically failed. Yes. You really zeroed in on them. So you do double the damage.
18.
So 18.
Oh,
Plus, then
the 5 doubled?
weakness. No, the 5 is not doubled. Weakness
okay,
is
23.
and you shred every single beetle off of Galen, including a bit of Galen's skin, apparently, as well.
I'm singed. There's smoke like just boiling
I have
off of
you
me.
taking 9 from that blast.
Yes.
Yeah, he takes all 9, and you
Right.
vaporize them. Nice.
that was totally worth it.
Great song, great burn.
17.
And those are
I'll
my
have to do
3
the math,
actions.
but
All
yeah, probably
right.
close to that.
Speaking of 3 actions, it's the giant beetle's turn, and it is going to take its action, and it agitatedly, from the big hit it took earlier from Dash, is going to take a 3-action ability called Trample, and it moves and runs through everyone.
Except me. And you.
I might get you, buddy. Yep.
And tramples through everyone, and
Reflex
It's
save.
coming at me.
yep.
I haven't ever heard it.
So
Well, as it does, I'm giving it an empathetic plea as
Well,
it comes at me.
does that affect armor class for you? because this isn't a save. Is
If
what
I
you have to-
critically success, the creature pulls its attack, wasting its action.
it's not an attack; it's an ability, unfortunately. So this is different than what you're thinking. This one's not. It's not delivering a blow. It's running across and making you make a save.
Well, that's mean.
Yeah. So what I need to do is, including the beetles, the beetle swarm, I need Yannick, Dash, Aguirre, and Jericho to make reflex save 21s or take some trampling damage.
Yeah.
When he's, I have one hero point.
There's a hero
Yes.
I'm going to use it.
2 hero points are being sucked up on this roll.
I'm sorry. What kind did you say it was?
21
That's not awful.
reflex.
21 reflex.
That puts me just shy. What did I need?
21.
20. I failed.
Okay, it's 14 damage or 7 if you pass.
I rolled a 5 both times,
Yannick takes 14.
so I take 14. as
Okay.
well.
That is not
Strangely-
uncommon for this group. We have
Well, strange
lots of
enough,
double-
I rolled a 12 on my die and I have a +9. My math makes that a 21.
Nice. You're very
I
nimble.
have Yannick taking 14, myself taking 7.
14.
14.
And then I think 7 for Jericho.
7.
What is that? 3 times 14 overall? 42 points of damage?
14, yeah.
That's a hell
What
of
did
a
the
lot.
Beatles take?
Oh, yeah, I didn't even roll them.
Oh, I failed. You're
That sounds like an
Forgot
area
success.
of effect damage, too.
Beetles, reflex. They fail and they take damage as well.
Good call, Timothy.
They are destroyed by the giant beetle itself. Doing no part to everyone else, doing lots of damage. Tremor, inner radiant light, and the beetle itself. Just leaving the giant beetle left, one-on-one with Jericho. And we have Yannick left in the middle. The beetle's left you.
I feel like we need to change a plan.
Oh, we're winning right here.
Yeah. All right, I'm going after the beetle. And I turn around and I charge after the beetle.
You said that last time.
And so how far? That's one move.
I think there's a wall there.
And I will swing the giant great axe straight down at this beetle. And that will be with all of my bonuses, a 23 to hit.
Oh, even with the song as well.
Yes,
All
24
right.
then.
Oh.
24, actually.
You hit the beetle, piercing through its shell.
And I'm going to do 2d12 damage because of that also, because it damaged me on the way through. There's a little axe, there's a little skull that used to be human-shaped, but is now very beetle-like in its nature, and will also take +2 damage on top of that, because
This is
it's a
how
retribution
retribution
action, plus
gets
a
its
status
name.
bonus, plus I think a circumstance bonus as well
Yep.
on the +1. So it's going to take an additional 4 points of damage.
Should be 1 from the song and 2 from your axe, so she'll 3, and then an additional die.
Okay.
So 2d12 plus 3 plus whatever you normally do.
All right, so that's 9, 10, 11, 12, plus 5, 18 points of damage upon the beetle on that first attack.
You huge chunk of carapace comes flying off, and more blood and gore everywhere.
And this is the size is huge. Is that correct? Of
Yes.
this creature. Okay. So unfortunately, I cannot do anything more than take a final action and swipe again. And that is going to be a miss because I rolled a 2.
Okay. We have Galen.
Oh, this has certainly changed things. Okay, show me.
Yeah, 2 piles of giant cockroaches disappeared in 6 seconds.
Yeah. Show me 60 feet. Actually, no, I'm still 25 movement. Show me 50 feet to the east.
You say that I hear like show me wash the fence or paint the fence.
Okay.
Wax on. Wax off.
That's good, and then I will take my last action to do the same exploit vulnerability tactic on the beetle.
Okay. Make a roll.
I have a hero point to spend. I do.
Oh, because there's probably another wall. Maybe there? I don't know. What'd you roll?
I could end up regretting this, but I'm gonna spend a hero point and reroll.
All
that.
right.
God. Or a natural one.
Oh, okay. What the hell does that do? I don't think it does anything horrible, but that's wacky.
Yeah, I'm
Critical failure.
probably convinced it has a weakness it doesn't have.
Oh, it does. This was the cool thematic thing. You're so
ticklish.
distracted rummaging through your pouch of esoterica, you were flat-footed till beginning of your next turn.
Yes, certain it's
I got this. Hold on. Give me a second.
There's something in here
That's
for
the
this.
perfect thing right here.
Time. Where did it go?
It's vulnerable to cheesecake.
Yeah.
All right.
me too.
It is. Speaking of hero points, it is time for a hero point to be given out. Derek, who gets a hero point?
Let's do
Jericho has
My
been
first hero
selected.
point.
All right. And it is Aguirre's turn.
Can I see a burst 30, please?
30-foot
30
burst.
foot burst. Blah, blah. Oh, too much. No!
Too much.
Too many places.
Is that 30? No, where's the 30? 30 is much bigger.
That's
I can't
30.
do that. Can't do that. All right.
This is not a big battlefield, by the way.
That 30 feet pretty much covers the whole field.
Well,
Didn't cover me last battle.
hopefully the beetle will take more damage. Will the beetle take more damage? This is a ranged heal aimed at Galen. That is 8 plus 16, 24 healed.
Ooh. All right. I am back to full. No, wait. Yeah, I'm back to full health.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, what
That
the heck is
tickled. A brush of air.
There it is. Do we need to remove that?
My first was to cast Reach. Second was to cast the Improved Heal. And that is the end of my turn.
How much was the heal? I didn't hear that part.
24.
It was 24 in total.
Ooh, that was our biggest heal of the campaign so far.
So far.
Hemlock, who is now in the opposite space.
He's got range.
Just, so tell me a little bit about splash damage. Like, how does that work?
So it affects the target.
And then everything around the
I
target.
think just within 5 feet. I just saw it right there. Let's get it. Blah, 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 blah. All creatures within 5 feet, including the target, take it. Which is also interesting because there's no save or resistance. They just take it.
Yeah. I will move 25 feet to the south. I will reload and I will fire at that beetle.
Okay.
Get a 20.
28.
28 is a hit.
5 points of piercing or bludgeoning.
Done. It is in bad shape. More burst of goo comes blasting out of it. And Dash, your tremor goes away at the start of your turn.
Okay. So that is gone. He's going to move up to the boulder. How many? Is his movement? Can it be broken up?
Not between actions. You have to finish.
He'll
You
just.
see a little grate there, and your Yosoki ally, who you've never met,
Sticks.
still there, and he's got his little finger sticking through. Help!
Hey, how are you doing there?
Get me out!
Okay, no promises, but we'll see what we can do.
It's still alive, guys.
Surprise, and he casts.
Full
All right,
expected.
he casts stepping stones using as big of pieces from the boulder as he can for the stones.
Okay.
And create stepping stones in the grate for Six to get up out of once we get the grate open.
Okay, you start creating that.
So it should take some weight off that boulder, too.
We'll see.
Nice. You create little forming stones underneath it. What's that? And he scooches out of the way as stones start to appear, and little bits of chunks of the big boulder start to disappear from it. And it is definitely imposing, towering over you.
What's the health status of the boulder now?
It's about 7 hit points of damage.
Out of 8?
What did we say?
Out of 20,000.
20,000.
20,
Okay.
So it's
20,000?
8 in total now.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's what you got going for you. It is Jericho's turn.
Alrighty.
You're
I'm
right next to the
gonna-
beetle.
Yeah, that's fine. The thing is, I'm right next to my friend who's looking hurt.
A little bit. 14 points of damage. So I'm not
I
great.
disagree. It's 14 points of damage.
That's what.
Oh, he said 14. That's different than your 14.
I'm just checking.
All right.
That
concerned
look.
Thrilling podcast action.
So you are not quite as hurt as I was afeared that you might be. Alrighty. Then I
You
will.
can still sing me a song if you want.
I can. So therefore, I'm going to cast Soothe and use 2 actions to heal the one next to me, and seek to bring a song of healing to my champion friend. And and roll poorly while I do so for a whole 6 points.
This is level 1 soothe for 6 points of
Level
healing.
1 Soothe.
Better than before.
Yes, it is.
You have the continuous song going, which is nice. I think you have an action left.
I do, and I'm trying to think. There's not a good defensive action. What's action in Pathfinder? Is there?
Help me flank him if you can.
Oh, sure. I'll get down to the opposite corner of the creature to give flanking to my friend.
You would take 2 actions for you to get there. You can make an acrobatics roll, 14 to scramble over in 1 action, but if you fail, you stay put.
Okay. I'm checking my acrobatics. I got a +6. I rolled an 11.
All right.
So +6 is 17.
With freakish agility, Jericho goes off this other boulder into the other side, helping with some flanking. And he is in a decent position.
I'm
Not
everywhere.
quite flanking yet, though, for Yannick. It has to be one line to another line. All right.
Hey, only I get to be in 2 places at once.
Oh, what the?
No, I did that. I stole your mirror.
Oh, hit refresh because mine looks good. F5. All right. It is the beetle's turn, and it is agitated by that movement and takes a bite at Jericho.
All right.
In its bad shape, it is still violent with an 18
I will,
to
of
hit.
course, use my empathetic plea.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. That roll is not bad. Is bad. Empathetic plea. Go for it.
All right. That's a diplomacy check against its will DC.
All right.
So I have a +9 on that. I rolled a 15 +9 for a 24.
That is a success with the big quivering innocent
All right. It
eyes.
takes a -2 circumstance penalty to damage. Oh, wait. But I think I'm an... Hold on. Checking that. Nope. I am not an expert in that. That would change. Just a -2 circumstance penalty on the damage.
All right, to the damage. It is making its attack roll now, and that is 31 to hit.
-2 damage.
To the damage, they haven't even rolled yet. So 31 to hit.
Oh, yeah. That hits a couple times.
Critical.
Oh, yeah. My
All
AC is
right.
19.
So I will use my retributive strike.
Oh!
So you have 5 resistance.
For just this attack, or is that a non?
Just that
Okay,
attack.
All right.
And then after, I guess, his damage, I will then roll my strike.
Okay. So the damage it rolled is 36.
Oh, 31
fuck.
instead.
And then -2 from
29?
your 29
Well, that leaves
points
me
of
with
damage.
2.
You are just barely alive.
Wow. Yannick to the rescue as well as the empathetic plea.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Hey, Jericho, can you get this thing to move the boulder?
Sure, I'll ask.
And
Shouldn't it be more?
you have a strike that you're doing?
Yes, I am. My retributive strike, I roll, and that is going to be a 28 to hit.
That is a hit.
And that's going to be 2d12 damage, and I rolled, 13, 18, 19. It's not, and let me read the retribution axe because it might get 2 more.
And did your attack roll from before include the song?
No, it did not. So 29.
29.
All right. Would you please describe how you destroyed the giant?
Absolutely. So after seeing, basically, it whipping around and Jericho just basically being smothered and making a pathetic little sound as he's almost taken down. No offense, my friend. The retributive axe just comes straight down in this cleaving blow, cuts the carapace from behind open, cracks it, and just Yannick is covered in ichor and goo from the just everything coming out of this creature, and it rolls off Jericho.
Well, how do we get it to move the boulder?
I was gonna ask it. Hey, could you? You probably are gonna say no, but
It's just twitching lightly.
Every
Upside
time I
down.
move my axe, it's like the orc from
You're doing puppetry with it?
Dash, I could heal it.
Just disappointed. I'm probably never going to get another chance to ride a giant beetle.
Here comes another one.
and then I will lay on hands on my friend Jericho and heal him 12 hit points of damage.
That puts me at 14.
May the peace of Carahel be with you.
And also with you.
Let's free this. Yosoki.
Yeah, let's not
Agreed.
linger here.
Okay.
Although I will run over and chop off an antenna or two and start stuffing it into my pockets.
All right.
Just little bits of
And I will offer aid to Jericho if he's feeling weak.
No, I'm super good. I feel happy. I feel.
How happy do you feel?
You did great.
This
You
is
all
re-
did great.
This is really fun fighting. I really enjoy this.
I think that axe suits
There's a lot of blood coming out of him. I better do something. Roll a d8. The knives have unfurled. Roll a d8, sir.
Are you coming at me with
I'm
those?
coming at you. There's a flash of steel.
Emphatically. Or empathetically.
A flash of steel. Roll.
So hold on. He just
Oh.
did. But what did you roll?
4.
So you take 4 points of damage, and now you're dying.
No,
No.
because I had.
He laid
done-
on hands.
Okay.
Lay
I
on
didn't get that
hands first.
timing.
Yes.
So I'm at 10 hit points now.
Okay.
You're at 10 hit points.
What the hell is happening?
That is not a great roll. 8 total back, so
So I'm at 18.
you're at 18.
What was the net gain?
4.
All right. That was worth the
We're
effort.
still heading the right
Don't
way.
mock my healing.
Let's get this boulder, and Yannick will start to.
There's a little bit where Joe's like,
attempt-
I do better than that.
I'm a cutter.
What were you doing, Yannick?
trying to move the boulder on top of the grate, preventing our sticks from being able to be freed.
Okay, and you can try that. You can get a bonus using your retributive axe, which has a weak little plastic connecting handle part too, if you want.
Yeah, perfect.
Hemlock will
Yeah,
go
can
over.
we all just together?
heave? Everybody heave?
Put all of us together.
All right, so what I want is everyone but Jericho and Aguirre can make an athletics roll, but don't roll it yet. And Dash can make his +9 kineticist roll. Your target number is an 18, and if we get 2 successes, you're fine from the group. If we get less than 2 successes, then you will succeed, but it'll take extra time in the form of tension dice.
Just for fun, I'm rolling to see what I would have gotten.
21 total.
That's 1 success.
Oh, that is an athletics roll?
Yes.
22.
And
Okay.
I'm using not athletics, right? I'm using.
Kineticist.
I did not succeed.
All right. +9. What'd you roll?
It's a natural one.
That was the only thing we didn't need you to roll.
Did you just get a hero point?
If you want
No,
No.
Oh,
Please start with 1.
I already used my one
good.
to
good.
roll a
Good.
5.
Why is
and a
it not
5.
moving?
I know!
I feel like we're doing great, Galen.
Dash is on above trying to like hit it down somehow.
He's on the other side just
pushing.
using his kinetic.
Yeah.
It's the classic where you're standing on the rock and trying to pull it at the
Oh
same
yeah,
time.
it's the Death Star couch scene from Family Guy. All right, you are able to finally get the boulder loose, but it takes an inordinate amount of time for some reason.
than it needed
to be.
And I'm adding a tension die to the tension pool for now. No roll necessary, as it takes way more time during that time. Hemlock, you're busy doing that. You're busy doing that. Gary, you see a corpse in the gooey water right about in the northeast section on the map I'm pinging, which you can't see. It doesn't matter. Northeast section. And you can see there is a skeletal figure in some armor with some gear on it, with some sort of symbol medallion hanging from around its neck.
One part of a drum set.
Geary looks over, is squinting and pacing himself towards it, and then just flat out just starts walking in that direction to investigate.
Okay. There is
now this bright light around Geary as he's moving over into the dark corner.
You see there is just underneath the goo and water a body there, just as described. It has been rotting for several years, you think, there.
Noisily dragging it back to the center of the room.
Okay.
And in seeing what this symbol is, cleaning it off and seeing what this is.
It is a chain armored fellow. The chain is mostly rotted away, but you see and some other gear and stuff is splashed back down into the water area, and you see the symbol is the symbol to Lyramore, the goddess of passion. You would even fathom to say this is a cleric of Lyramore from several years ago.
An odd finding here. This individual who has passed on, bearing this symbol, could have been a former cleric.
I start rummaging through its pockets.
It's dead. Okay. You find nothing of value. Any pockets have rotted away.
Yeah.
Hey, while they're spending an inordinate amount of time trying to move a big rock, and I'm not helping because I'm about as unathletic as the cleric of Laramore, I probably would have just been casting my detect magic and kind of walking around and poking in things, looking around, see if there's anything cool in the whole place.
All right, you cannot do that unless you make the sound.
Boop, 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 boop.
Okay.
That would fail then, because that was not the sound you gave us before.
No, I don't remember the sound I did last time.
Continuity is important.
Continuity is important.
I will do it. That's yours.
That's his.
There you go.
All right. You go around casting detect magic as the big boulder's grinding and grinding and grinding away.
The level 3 sound. Sorry, it changed. New spell.
It's almost like there's a force preventing us from moving it.
And after some time, you do detect magic, and it is coming from the water area just where the dead corpse was pulled up.
Oh, I'll go poke around and look.
Okay. You dive in with an arm, try and keeping your face away from the goo as you dip in, and you feel some items
you
down
said
in
he
there.
dove in, though.
With his arm.
Oh, with his arm. Okay. All right.
The whole sentence is important.
Yes. And I'm going to need you for, I think, the millionth time to make a resist filth fever roll, please.
Oh, that's a fortitude.
Fortitude.
Alrighty. 21.
That's you. You are fine. You do not catch any disease from it. You do recover 3 items.
That's what I do in this game.
You recover a mace, a staff, and a shield that the cleric likely had.
Question for you, sir. Out of the time it took them to work on the stone, approximately what percentage of their stone moving time did this take me?
Half.
Then I will spend whatever other time trying to figure out what these are.
3 items. All right.
And make effective use of our time.
Agiri is going to be preserving the remnants of this cleric, wrapped in some sort of sackcloth that he has. to bring for appropriate burial.
Okay. There's a bag of holding.
Yeah.
You can spend 10 minutes to try and identify item. You can attempt all 3 items, sir.
I will attempt all 3. I think I have a +5 right now.
You are... What is this +5 you're telling me about?
So I have a +5 in occultism, but with my bardic lore, if it's a recall knowledge, will it work in that, or is that what the check is, or not?
That is...
I don't know.
Interesting. I'm going to say Bardic Lore doesn't work on that. So it'll be Arcana, Nature, Occultism, or Religion, which I have all your stats for here.
Okay.
So we are good. I will make the roll for you. It just depends on the type of item. All right. There were 3 of them. You don't identify 2 of them. You do identify the middle one. What was the middle one that I told you? Staff. You easily identify this as a staff of healing.
Oh, that's for me for sure.
Each day you wake up, you can infuse charges into the staff equal to the highest spell level you can cast, which right now the group can cast spell level 2s, so you could put 2 charges into it. And it can cast the level 1 heal spell 2 times then per day. And it can cast the stabilize cantrip. And any healing spell you cast in any way gets +1 additional health added to it.
Alrighty. In the midst of them doing all their work, as they're probably finishing up getting the Yosoki, and I do walk over to my dear friend, Agiri, and tell him what I found. As I hand it to him, I go, "This seems like this was just written for you."
Another cursed staff?
No, this is a staff of healing.
This is for me.
Staff of you isn't healing your calling?
This is a healing staff.
Yes, it is.
Very interesting. Thank you.
I don't know what these are. There's a mason shield. I don't know what they do, but you might be able to figure it out.
I have this body scored away. I can take a look at those. Nagiri will then examine the...
All right, that'll take some extra time
I squared away, you mean in the bag?
to do.
I thought it only took half the time we were screwing
All
around.
right.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay, I am
No
making...
take backs.
I'm making a roll for you, Sir Aguirre. Where are you at? There
Sir
you
Aguirre.
are. There were 2 items.
A mason shield.
You succeed and you succeed. Funny how the religious items were more easily identified by the religious fellow. You have found a mace. The mace itself is important because it has a striking rune inside of it. This would give a permanent increase of a die, just like that runic weapon thing we did to Yannick. This would be a permanent increase to a weapon, increasing its damage, which is powerful. It does not increase the chance to hit. It just increases the damage die by 1. And the cleric was also wielding a magical sturdy shield. This shield has a hardness of 8 and a maximum hit points of 64 and broken of 32.
Wow.
Do you think your brother in the faith might want that shield?
He looks busy with the stone.
That's probably true. Let's give it to the Yosoki. Maybe the Yosoki would just say needs weapons and armor.
I will leave this here for him to acquire. Brother Yannick, when you're ready, you should come over here.
After an extensive time, the boulder is finally off, and Yannick, you lift up the grate, and Styx, the Yosoki, comes squirming out real fast on the stepping stones.
Come on out, our little friend.
He comes out and clambers, grabs onto you and pulls himself up and holds onto your arm and says, "Thank you, thank you, thank you."
I'm sorry it took us so long.
How did you even know to find me?
Somebody came and told Dash about you.
Somebody came and told me about you.
One of your elders.
Oh, Well, I can't thank you enough.
Yes. We need to get out of here though. So let's head
And
out.
he kisses your leg and kisses your leg. Thank you.
You should thank Pendy.
Oh, I will. I'll absolutely thank Pendy.
We have a meeting with the mayor to attend.
Oh, that's right.
We should probably clean up first.
Should we?
But you said you had to go to the mayor. Can you help me get back outside the
Yes.
wall? They don't generally like some Yosoki in town.
You will be able to.
We got you.
We will take you outside of the wall. Yes.
Thank you.
We will see you safely to your destination.
Thank you,
first.
thank you. And he kisses your leg and then your arm.
That you're getting a little ichor on you. Be careful.
And he goes over to you, Dash, and says, and thank you too. We've been hearing a lot about you, and you live up to the name.
It's all true.
Dash is a true hero.
We haven't had a hero Yosoki like you before. You've helped us out a couple times, and we've never dreamed of any heroic tale of any Yosoki like this ever in the history of Varen.
He may well be the mightiest Yosoki of all time. Or soon will be.
I'm sure that's not true. Let's not be superlative here.
You're the bravest one we've ever met. Ever.
Well, let's get you back.
All right. And he follows you excitedly.
On the way out, Yannick, you mind? I just want to. I just gotta know. I just gotta find out. I gotta know what the bug's been eating. Do you mind cutting it over there? Got that big axe? Just give it a little. You know?
Sure. And flip it over.
Freaking MasterChef Ramsay demonstration. If you flip over and cut, you let the axe do the work.
And I guess we're gonna dissect this beetle real quick.
All right.
I just want to see what it's in its stomach. What's been eaten?
Okay. There's nasty, horrible little bits of rats. Bits of larger rat folk and
Sorry,
garbage, nastiness,
And a portion of Jericho.
yeah, that's true, and some level 2 bits from the rest of the party.
I'm gonna grab those parts back and
Okay.
just tuck them back into
And
place.
put it back in.
That's my toe.
All right. The group then heads out of the sewer and is walking across town to drop off Sticks. Is what
Yeah,
I'm
we're
hearing.
gonna escort Sticks outside the wall to where he is, safe and not gonna be harassed by anybody if he's walking through the city.
Okay. You guys walk him through. This is early afternoon, I think, at this point. You guys went to sleep, I think, very late morning time, like 3 or 4 or 5 in the morning. Slept for so it's probably deep afternoon. You guys walk through the city. You get some strange looks from people, not just because there's a couple Yosoki, which is just a little odd. Normally they're outside the main wall, but because of just Yannick alone, just green and dripping with chunks. End of Men in
over
Black
his
side.
shoulder,
Yeah. As you walk through, you get some strange looks. You head out the main wall and walk past the guard tower, and Styx says, hey everyone, Dash did it again. And there's a couple Yosoki that pop out from some tents and some other people that look, and they go, it's Dash. And they go, Dash. And about 6 people come swarming over to you, Dash.
Hello?
And Styx says, he came in with his friends, and there was this big giant monster bug, and then they started attacking and slicing, and then I don't know, but all of a sudden Dash said he saved the day, and then Dash pushed the boulder off, and then he got me out.
Right, yes, well,
Dash.
yeah, my friends helped too.
They lift you up onto their arms, so you're about 2 feet off the ground now. Dash. And they are marching you down towards the main tent, towards the Yosoki area.
No, I need to...
And there's now 10 or 15 people, and they get excited and join
Jericho?
you. Dash.
When he calls out to me in the background, I start singing again. The Yosoki of old Tabonry, a hero for all here to see. He dashes in and he dashes out faster than goblins can flee, and start re-singing the song I'd sung about Dash
Yannick!
a week or so ago.
They whisk Dash away and are taking him towards the large Yosoki area of the new wall area. And there's now a throng of 25 Yosoki, and there's a couple lizard men as well that are in this exterior tent.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
Slayer of beetles and bugs. Killer of thieves and thugs.
And dash, and they take you off to a large, big pavilion tent that is very low. And as you go inside, there are a whole bunch of Yosoki. There are probably 50 Yosoki there. And those of you that are kind of watching from a distance or going with, you can see there are other people that are there. There are some lizard folks, some goblins, and even some of those altered people from Calavier, the androids, are kind of looking and seeing what all the commotion is about. Dash, you were brought in on the shoulders of these, really getting all the due credit that you deserved from all the work you've done over these 11 adventures till now, Jeremy. And you were brought in, and you see there are a couple of older Yosoki that come from the other side of the tent flap and come in, and everyone's going dash, 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 and you were brought over to a big Yosoki table and put on there, so you're like 3 feet off the ground, and they put you on there, and a older Yosoki by the name of Pendi, who came and got you, comes over and says, you got Sticks, you did it.
It was a group effort.
And Stick says, he's not telling the truth. It was all Dash. He was amazing, and he was doing all sorts of crazy powers and doing amazing stuff, and he slew this giant monster and then tossed off this boulder and more. Dash, dash, dash.
Sticks, I think you're getting a little bit, what do we call it? Crazy.
Dropping the truth bombs is what he's doing.
And the oldest of the Yosoki, Nems, who has been grateful for your gold that you've helped the community out with in the past, he comes over and is helped up on a chair, and then from the chair helped up onto the table next to you, so you two tower over all the other Yosoki in the tent. And he holds up a weak little paw and says, Dash has helped our community more than any other. He has come from afar and has made us stronger and I believe more accepted here in Tabonry. We owe a lot to what Dash has done, and Dash, we will owe you even more with what I'm sure you will do in the future. And he comes over and puts his head next to you with a forehead-to-forehead touch of thanks. And everyone gets quiet as he does it.
Well, thank you. It really was my friend's help, too. We have to, let's call the balls and strikes here.
And he says, if there's anything that you need from us, we are here for you as you have been here for us.
Very, very good. Thank you. And I'm sure at some point the Yosoki can help us. But, for now, we're glad that Styx is safe. And the Warren is happy. And, we're going to go talk to the mayor.
And he says, then let's get one more cheer for Dash. And they all go, Dash, Dash. I said one more!
Not two.
And everyone's patting you on the back as you start to leave. And Nems catches you and pulls you over and says, I know that you have dealt with the elements and how you have done heroic deeds, tales of fighting some sort of creature on a bridge and going deep into dangerous dungeons for your benefit and the benefit of all of us. And I hope that this which has been handed down to me from losses and has found its way into my hands, that this can help you. And he puts a little cloth bundle into your paws.
Oh, well, thank you, Nim. He looks at it.
Okay, you look. It is a simple disc with a hole in the middle that has
A holy disc.
some old carving type things on it that are hard to see. It's a pretty old item, little medallion type thing. But there's a recent chiseling of it that shows a face of a Yosoki rat with a partial wall that's built around it to signify the current situation of Tabonry. And you feel this is an item of power, of some magic to you, but you don't know what it does yet.
Okay.
While that's going on, there is a young man calling out to a Giri.
Dun dun dun.
Yes. A young man calling out to a Giri. And he is waving and waving. I don't know, where are you guys at right now?
Giri would be outside this throng
Okay.
staring in.
Yeah.
So there's the throng. They're still excited. There's some celebrations going, some music starting. Hey, we need to have a celebration.
Is there a
And-
lot of yub-nub happening?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just gonna
Yes.
say,
Yeah,
yes.
And I don't know if Dash, you want to participate in that or not, but they're starting some music and some food's going to be started. And
Dash
I'm joining in.
okay.
Dash is leaving the tent.
And so as that's happening, there's some chaos and people moving. The other non-Yosoki are also really happy for them having a hero and a champion. And pushing his way through is a blonde-haired human young man making his way to you, Agiri, and he's waving and waving. Yannick, you recognize him as the apprentice for Jonah, the smith that you know here in town. But he's not finding you, he's finding a Giri.
That's the blacksmith's apprentice looking for you.
Why is he? Why are my names? Why is my name on his lips?
You would have to ask him that.
He comes over, pushing his way past Yosoki. He says,
How tall is the? You were like,
oh
that
yeah,
sounds
no.
like- oh, okay.
Booting
okay.
Yosoki out of the way.
I was curious.
He's doing 3-action trample, unfortunately. And he comes over and says, are you Priest Agiri?
I am acolyte Giri.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking for a true priest.
Can you tell me where to find Priest Agiri?
You will be
dad.
disappointed.
Come
Is that
back,
your dad?
He says, I was told to find a priest of Carahel named Agiri and a minstrel by the name of Jerrican and a rat folk named Dash.
Those three, I believe, are here. What do you want of us?
Your presence is requested with a short but important meeting by a friend of mine. He asks if you have time to come. And he stands there impatiently.
It would be best to know why.
Plen has something he wants to tell you.
Glenn. Giri passes the word along to. However, he gets to.
You walk over to
Jericho and-
playing his ukulele on a table.
We are being summoned away.
Oh, the mayor. Oh, that I forgot.
Plen, actually.
Oh.
Well, it's interesting.
So, hey guys, we're all been asked to go talk to Plan.
Not all of them.
Just you and me.
You and me are included in this, yes.
Oh,
Well, we should bring everyone, though,
Don't we have somewhere else to be?
just in case.
We do, but this may be relevant to our current tasking.
Do you want to just split the party?
No, I do not.
Seems like it's usually best.
I don't think we can keep the mayor waiting.
Divide and get conquered. I mean, divide and conquer.
Who did Plan ask for?
Get killed by 2 birds with 1 stone.
When is our scheduled meeting with the mayor at this stage?
You don't have a scheduled meeting as far as I know.
Okay.
How about Gideon set one up for us this afternoon?
Did
Yeah.
he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
At Pegs.
At Pegs.
Yeah, it was to collect us at Peg. It was actually sending a
Okay,
message to there.
that's because the first part didn't make any sense. Yeah. And 2 hours from now, let's say, hour from now, whatever.
We have enough time to take a brief meeting with our good friend Plem. Perhaps we can.
Who did he want to talk to?
You and I, and what was the third?
Dash.
Yeah.
It was Dash. And Dash.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. That's who I'd meet with.
But it was just the 3 named.
What do you think? Maybe the other 3 could talk to the mayor then? I don't know. I'm not in charge. You're in charge. What do we do?
Well, I'm not exactly in charge, but I would say that we would better off to all go to the meetings together versus splitting the party so quickly after talking about not hopefully splitting the party.
All right.
And-
Unless we offend.
That is true, but that is a risk.
Well, this one
We will
seemed to
take
have a burr
regardless.
in his side, and he is eager for us to attend quickly.
It's interesting that he wants to see Jericho, considering that Jericho being the hero of the people
There's only one way to find out what he wants.
moved Glenn off before, so
Let's go.
be worth hearing.
Indeed. And I think if we can work him to our side and get him as an ally and building the wall and helping out in this situation, that would be good.
How many Asoki are in this assembly?
60.
60? There is a pulse of 30-foot healing. I'm going to go for an achievement break.
Please go flying everywhere.
One of them cries out in pain, and you go, "Undead!"
Found you!
All right, the group follows the blacksmith apprentice who is taking you to the general store that Plen, a political figure in town, runs. And we will take our break there. We'll be right back in just a little bit. You are escorted by the blacksmith apprentice to, I believe, the northern section of Tabonry.
What's his name?
Not too far from where the canal was in the sewer. You ask the name of the apprentice. His name is Eltor.
Eltor?
Uh-huh.
Eltor.
You approach the general store that Plen runs. You have heard him being a merchant of note with some political connections. And Eltor does not take you to the general store and goes behind it in a small alley where there is a nice house just slightly detached from it. And there you see a middle-aged woman who is sweeping off a bit of a porch in this slightly secluded alleyway, but it still looks like a nice place. She's got some flowers sticking out of some barrels type of decorations outside, and she's sweeping a bit and smiles, and she says, "Well, hello!" And she waves for you to all come forward. She says, "I believe Plen was expecting some of you."
Hello, madam. What's your name?
Your son, like, what the?
I apologize for my friend. He can be a little gruff. We're all associates of Agiri and Jericho and Dash. We're here to see Plen. We've spoken with Plen previously.
And she says, sure, well, one moment. Please make yourself comfortable. And she puts her broom down and goes inside. And the apprentice is just standing next to you all, and he's just kind of tapping his foot, and he's just looking at all the dangerous weapons and shields and stuff that's on Ionic.
But it could possibly be 0 because you've got everything.
Oh, it's not 0.
It's not. You got it all. Okay.
Yeah, longsword and axe and shield are all.
You're a peacock of doom.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
that. And
Is it the new shield?
a couple javelins floating around in there. Yeah, it's like no joke.
Just bump it into everything, like crash, bang.
It's like a literal armed.
All right, take it back.
Did you get the new shield?
I would love the new shield.
You look
but-
like one of those crazy Bloody Marys with all the things like, sticking out the top.
exactly.
Well, then while we're here,
stalk of lettuce and
Agiri is
everything.
handing over to you the unassembled mace. So it has not been plucked of its rune. If you want me to do that later, I can do that. And also hand over to you the sturdy shield.
That shield's really, really good.
It's much better than what I have now.
Will you keep breaking them?
That is true. Hopefully, I will not break this one.
Those ones were balsa.
Agiri gives it a flick, testing its resilience,
But
and hands it to you.
if breaking it keeps us safe, then break it I shall.
The door opens. Middle-aged man in his getting a little up there in his 50s, with a slightly 5 o'clock shadow, a little bit of raggedy hair, but a slight paunch to his belly. Steps out the door and he says, "Well, hello, my friends."
Peepadai, my name's Jericho Quintilians. It's a good to see your face again.
He said, "It's great to see you." And he steps forward and holds out a hand to shake.
Shake his hand.
All right. And he says, "And you would be Dash.
I am Dash.
I've been hearing a lot about you."
That's good.
He's a hero.
He holds out a hand and says, "I'm sure he is."
You can hear dash, dash.
I guess Dash shakes his hand, yeah.
All right. And he says, Agiri, pointing to
Yes.
you.
Fine memory.
And he nods and does like this slight bow thing. That's an old Carahel social custom that most people don't do anymore. And he kind of does it right. He's trying, you can see.
Absolutely. Returning the gesture.
All
in
right.
kind.
I hope you're not offended, but we were all running errands together, and our other friends traveled along with us. I hope that does not offend.
He says, "Well, it doesn't offend, but we do have something I'd like to talk to you about in private." And he points towards the open door. It would make the lady of the house a bit more comfortable if we didn't have so many mercenary-like weapons readily available. If you don't mind.
All this time he's been prepping.
Javelins come out, go in. Javelin comes out, goes in. Axe goes in.
He grabs for a weapon off the wall. It goes in.
Shield goes in. I guess longsword can go in too.
Okay.
Suit of armor goes in.
And then I put it all over my head.
Okay.
Pushes the gun of an Abrams tank inside out of the way. All right. He says, well, then you are most welcome, sir.
And Yannick will just give the same reciprocating gesture that he gave to Aguirre.
He says, oh, of course. And he does the same thing, now recognizing you as a representative of Carahel. He looks over to the two of you, Hemlock and...
Hemlock.
I pulled my cloak across my longsword.
Hemlock not is prepared to stand outside.
Okay. He says, then the four of you, if you would please join me. And
You got more room in that bag there, Yannick.
I do. There seems to be more than you would think.
he drops in Plen's head. Okay.
Oh, wait. Here's my rapier.
I will take that too. I've now collected the group's weapons, except for a certain gunslinger.
All right.
Is a staff acceptable?
He says,
You wouldn't take a staff off an old man, would you?
of course not.
Okay.
By the way, how old does Aguirre look to the average
He's actually-
observer?
Fairly young, mid-30s, so he's not...
Like 18, 14?
no, mid-30s.
Okay.
All right. The five of you go in as a staunch Western cowboy holds the porch with a wind blowing and the hat down a little bit over the eyes.
It's a straw between the
Starts
teeth.
playing
Yeah.
the harmonica, yeah.
You
finding cover across the street.
You head inside to his house. It's a small affair, but nicely maintained. Some nice decoration. You know that Plen does a little well for himself. And he says, please come sit. And he walks into the kitchen area, and there's some laughter between he and his wife. And then he comes out with some lemonade as he asks you to sit at his dining table. He hands out some tankards of lemonade. It's fresh, I assure you, and sweet as can be.
I'm kind of standing on mine so I can be above the table.
Okay. And he...
It's not very spicy.
magic?
no, it's lemonade.
Yeah,
He's
I
casting detect magic over here.
Oh, you're casting detect magic?
Desperately trying to get attention.
I just in the background, just kind of casually. You hear that noise go off?
I
I appreciate that you clean your finger each time.
That would be a likely detectable thing, so be careful of that in social situations.
Detectus
Already
Magicus.
Okay. Make a
And I'm the rude one.
thievery roll.
Thievery, holy shit.
Yeah, that'll be sleight of hand. 18.
Oh, that's not good. Nope, that's a 9.
Okay. Plen sees you casting a spell and says, hold now, what is this? And he walks over quickly.
Plan our engagements in the past haven't always been on the best foot, and considering we've given up our weapons, I wanted to make sure we were safe here.
Well, let's not start things off on the wrong foot by casting spells within my home, shall we?
Can you guarantee our safety here?
Yes.
Okay.
And he watches you closely.
Sorry about my friend's gruffness.
He was on the city god. You understand.
Of course. Well, I wanted to speak with you all and get your take on the situation here in the city and give you my take and see if perhaps there's some way we might be able to help one another. I have connections with a lot of the merchants here within the city. I have their ear, they have mine. I have quite some sway over them, and I don't think it's secret that I have a keen interest in becoming mayor of this great city in the next election. I've lived in Tabonry all my life. Tabonry has changed. Not always for the better, but there is change that has happened. But Tabonry is destined for greatness and will become stronger with the right people leading the way. And I believe I am the man for that job. And that may sound a bit practiced, but I do believe it as well. And I believe that you are some names I have been hearing about and are doing good for the city as well. I want to earn the respect of the hardworking people living inside the new wall. I have not done a great job of it. And you, sir, he says, nodding slightly to Dash, I've heard you've earned a bit of a reputation helping out some of the Yosoki, and if you're not careful, they may even cheer you on as a hero someday.
Well, we take care of our Warren.
And I respect that. I've also heard that you have also acquired a bit of a name yourself, Minstrel. May I ask, are you an emissary or a new administrator of Mayor Hale?
I've met him one time. I think just maybe 2 times. No.
Well, that is good news. I've heard your name bandied about with some of the workers.
I'm a friend of the common man.
And that is why I'm asked you to be here. I, too, would like to be a friend of the common man, more than I have before. I think it's time for a change in my approach, and I would like to be seen by the people of the new wall as their friends with new friends of my own.
Can I ask, I think, a pretty straightforward question that probably many of us have thought at one point? What's been your opposition to the new wall?
The opposition has been trying to reach a group of people, a constituency that is not going to help the city. They are good people with some great ideas, but not all their ideas are great.
Which group is that?
The people that are behind the old wall. The people that have been in here longer, that stick to some older traditions, that may not have the best interests all the time at heart of people like Dash, who are outside the old wall. And I think it's time for a change. And I think we need to be inclusive of everyone, as the city will be growing one way or the other.
Forgive my impertinence, Plen, but this is a decidedly different tune than the one you were singing at the wall just a few days ago. Why the change of heart?
I view a sign of intelligence in a person not by what they know, but in their willingness to change what they know.
So why were you opposed to it in the past?
For the people I was representing, want to still represent, but I want to change their view as well.
Oh, lots of people inside the current wall don't want it to grow, so you didn't want it to grow.
I think that's a simplified view, but I won't say no to that.
I'm a simple guy.
And you, good sir, he says to Aguirre, I've heard word that Hale has been making some negotiations with the Church of Solene.
That is what has been said.
I was thinking perhaps as a friendship, not only getting some assistance and perhaps some visits out to the new wall with some new friends, he says, pointing to Jericho and Dash, but being able to assist the Church of Carahel that if we work together and Mayor Hale was not the mayor in the next election, that Carahel would be the focus of my administration here in the city, and we could help one another. I think Solene has had their hands in too much politics over the years. They have been too dominant in certain cities, such as Mirskan, and Tabonry doesn't need a repeat of that here again. And again, I think the sign of intelligence is also not only changing your mind, but how you get information, and I am certainly an advocate for knowledge that Carahel represents.
What changed your mind?
He sits down for the first time, realizing he's been standing the whole time.
Is it standing or was he looming a bit?
No. He was almost soapboxing from the sitting off the back of the caboose of the train. Mm-hmm. He says, I do not want a repeat of the last election. And I think it's easy to get stuck into ruts of thinking and ruts of doing things and repeating things. And I feel I have good people that are helping me, providing me with good information and resources, but a change needs to be made. Tabonry is not the same as it was since the war. We have refugees that have now surrounded the city, and that's not a good way to even phrase that. They are going to be citizens of Tabonry, and that needs to be recognized.
Pardon me, Mr. Mayor. I am not very intelligent. I am just the poor son of a shopkeeper.
I like the way you said that, by the way, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Future Mayor. Mr. Plan, I'm not very smart. I'm just the poor son of a shopkeeper. But what is it you're asking of us?
Well, I suppose I'm asking one question. I'm asking one favor, and I'm offering something in return. The information I'm asking of you, he says, looking at Galen, who is present, I believe. Mm-hmm. Do we have an official member of the City Guard present with us? Because the City Guard directly supports Hale.
No, I am not a member of the City Guard, but I still know many people within.
So, as we are being open and honest, where does your allegiance lie?
My allegiance lies with those who would protect those who can't protect themselves. So if I may ask you a question in return, what's to stop you from kicking the refugees out once you're elected?
You could. That's a very good question, and it's a question you could ask of any political candidate. I would say it would be three things. It's the right thing to do and the direction the city's going. The people themselves, there's a lot of people out there. They would certainly not be happy being kicked out of the city when the city is now being encapsulated around them. And three, I would be making allies with some great heroes of not just strength and reputation, but strength and ability from what I've heard. And I would rather you be friends than enemies that I would make.
Dash is really quite powerful.
I had some help.
So my request is we become allies. We become friends, and particularly Jericho and Dash. Perhaps once every 2 weeks or so, we go out, we tour the wall, we meet and greet some folks, and the three of us, we get to know the community out there. And in return...
Like go on a date?
No, not at all.
Okay. I'm
More of a friendship get-together.
okay.
In return, I can make things challenging for Hale with my connections, put some pressure on him, and together we can get Hale out, and we can get the people in the city. We can get Carahel in the city, and we can have a mayor who cares more about the city than himself for the first time in several years.
At this point, Galen is just kind of sitting back considering, but he's reached into a pocket and has pulled out a little strip of fabric that he's just kind of slowly turning over in his hands and looking at and making sure that Plen can see the H with the barbs on it and just seeing if there's any reaction from him as he sees me turning this patch over.
You do not see any reaction.
Okay.
I think we'd all love an opportunity for us all to sit and chat about that, probably. I mean, as a group, us, like, you know.
You need time to talk, is what I'm hearing.
Well, yeah.
I totally respect that.
Because our friend's outside. We wouldn't want to make a decision without our friend Hemlock who's outside.
Well, there's not a tremendous rush, but I would like us to connect sooner than later. The election is just under 3 months from now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'd be way faster than that.
Yes, and I would like to be spending plenty of time, again, every so often connecting with the people out there, so the sooner the better.
We could probably get back to him in a little while, right?
Yannicka has said, I think, nothing this whole
I was not invited to this meeting, so
Yeah, sure. We'll talk about it. We'll get back to you. Right? Dash, that makes sense, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
This is very good. Well, I think this has been a wonderful meeting. I'm glad we had an opportunity to formally meet. Feel free to drop by anytime. And I hope this is the beginning of something good for the city.
Your wife seemed like a very pleasant woman. Give her our best regards.
Get my wife's name out of your mouth!
Empathetically. This is what Chris Rock needed.
Empathetic grin. All right. He thanks you again and walks you all to the door, and you are out and leaving the alley in the area.
He seems super nice.
How much of a waste of time was that?
it was an interesting meeting. He seems to have changed his tune on the city.
Or he's trying to buy our integrity.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking for a voting bloc. He's realized that that's going to be those outside the wall. But Mayor Hale is very inconsistent in what he is. He is already, and we are ready to go to that meeting. And part of my feeling will be developed after this meeting with him. Because he has made a deal with us that he has apparently gone back upon. Which is, you know, if we have, I still think Jericho would make a better mayor. And he has the will of the people already.
Will of the people.
Well, and perhaps Mayor Hale would be more willing to, work with us if he knows that there is a political rival that we could ally ourselves with.
True. There are many factors at play here, and all of them feel duplicitous. I'm not pleased by the position that we're being thrust into.
Well, as you brought up, you said inconsistency, and I agree. The temple will require the agreed upon land to be given to them for this construction. So, if it comes down to it, my personal opinion, then if this Len is to become the new and supporting member to our Carahel society, then he will have my vote.
Did you, of the two, did you get a better feeling from Plan than the current mayor?
By action alone is what I have. if Hale has offered to the Temple Selene. There's a little touch of insolence there.
A little vinegar there.
Then I don't see how we can continue with him.
I mean, they both offered us what we wanted the first time we talked to them.
It's true.
I'm just wondering, do you ever get just a vibe off somebody, just a feel the first time you talk to them? I'm just wondering if you got a better feel one way or the other.
No feeling. I leave feelings to my brother in arms.
You don't have feelings so much?
I don't get the sensations that you're referring to. The actions alone speak to me.
Okay.
Have you had a specific impression of one over the other, Jericho?
This guy seemed really nice. I liked him. I mean, he seemed
trust
slimy.
him.
Slimy would be the other word of that, but really nice and slimy.
He seems to be of the two more aligned with what I believe, I hope all of our goals are. To bring unity within Tabonry, to include those outside the wall within, to attempt to reduce the divide in those two pieces. And
Then why continue any discussion with this mayor at all?
because the election is 3 months away and Plem's victory is far from assured,
Yeah.
and we have things to address now, and alluding to the stone.
My mama used to say, better the chicken you have in the oven than the 2 quail you have out in the tree outside.
Now Jericho makes sense. Now there's the Forrest Gump angle.
Well, my mom always said,
Let's see what Mayor Hale has to say for himself.
Yeah.
I agree we should attend this meeting and still seek to achieve our goals regardless of who's in charge of the city, as the needs of the city are far more than the needs of the few or the one.
Human.
You should write that down somewhere. That was profound.
Then let it be as you say.
All right, where are you guys headed?
To the mayor's.
Pegs.
Yeah, no, to the mayor.
Oh, we're meeting him at Pegs?
No.
We're meeting Gideon at Pegs.
Okay,
Gideon's taking us to the mayor.
very good.
Okay, you guys head to Pegs and chill out there for a while. Your sister.
Yannick will get himself cleaned up a little bit.
Okay, you do so.
I'll-
Your
I'll
sister Corsel is
prestidigitation.
there. She says, "What have you been doing? You came home like all exhausted, and then you just immediately left."
Trying to save the city.
Oh no! What were you really doing?
You know.
Okay, I won't ask questions out loud.
Out of curiosity,
Well, now I'm curious.
has anyone in a red cloak been through here?
Nope.
Man with a goofy facial hair,
No.
a red cloak? Okay. If you see somebody, let me know.
I will. She raises an eyebrow. You guys are there for a while. Yannick shows up, cleaned up, and you're waiting, and no one's coming to get you.
Let's go have this meeting.
Maybe we should check in on Gideon on our way there.
Yeah.
I'd be curious too. He's not one to not be punctual. He promised to be here, then he should have been here.
Then perhaps with haste.
Let us go.
Okay. You guys head to Gideon's place, not far from the Ironwater Fort where the mayor resides. You go to his house up the stairs, knock upon the door, and his wife, one of two, opens it. And you ask her, and she says, "Oh, he had some business earlier this morning and has been gone all day long."
He missed a meeting with us. Do you know what business that was?
The guards came and said they needed him. The mayor needed him, and he's been gone all day.
Well, if he's with the mayor, we can kill two birds with one stone.
So the saying goes.
Oh, that's how it goes.
Now it makes sense.
Off to the mayor's then.
Yeah, let's go
All right.
try to meet the mayor.
It's a short walk.
Incidentally, which
Yes.
wife was it?
Number one.
Okay.
Numbers them?
Oh, he's
Number.
hierarchical.
I numbered them. So,
You always have an alpha.
Rhea then.
I mean,
All right. You guys, it's a short walk over to the paved road that goes up a steepish slope to the old fort that used to be a defensive fortress long ago. Now it is the mayor's residence. You approach the large open gateway, getting ready to get in line with the last people of the day trying to see the mayor or skirt past it. But as you approach, you see the gate is closed. There are a couple guards outside, and there are about half a dozen people along the side of the road. You see one guy just frustrated and kicking and looking up at the sun and just frustrated, and that's the situation.
is he a,
How much special time does the mayor need?
How big is the mayor's compound?
Could fit I don't know.
It's a small fort, right?
It's a small fort, yeah. So I'm thinking it could fit 50 or 80 people in an emergency.
All right. Just curious.
Okay.
Agiri approaches the guards.
All right. The guards watch you guys approach, watch you closely, but don't do anything because you got all your weapons out, yeah. With particularly Yannick bristling.
Well, they were in
in
the
the
bag
bag.
of holding,
Still.
so he's actually.
All right.
I mean, long sword and shield
All right.
and javelins
You come up.
and axe.
Guards, why are the mayor's gates closed?
The guard says, the mayor's busy today.
The mayor has appointments to keep. The mayor is to see us. The mayor is supposed to be seeing Gideon. I need to see them. We need to see them now.
Make a diplomacy or intimidation roll +2.
Intimidation it shall be then. +2 is not going to work with 10.
Okay. He says, no one gets in to see the mayor. The mayor's busy today. I told you that. And Derek, we have a hero point to give out. Who's getting it?
Well, I could have used it before. No.
Yannick has
Thank you.
been selected by Derek. All right.
I'd like to step forward at this point,
All right.
and tell the guard, well, if the mayor won't see us, then perhaps we should go back and talk to Plen. He seemed very interested in our services with the election coming up. And in doing that, I am attempting quick coercion.
Quick coercion is to intimidate.
Coerce a creature after one round of conversation outside of combat.
There it is. With intimidate. Okay, yeah. Make a intimidation roll, please.
Oh, God. It's a 13.
Okay. And he says, no, I told you. You're wasting your time. And someone else, a civilian, I've been waiting here all day and they haven't let me in.
I would like to cast message
Okay.
to Gideon. Range of 120
Message.
feet.
All right. You cannot. That needs a line of effect. 120 foot with one creature. You mouth the words quietly, but they hear it, but it doesn't go through things that they can't see. It's not like the bird messenger thing that we have somewhere someone has. It's more like you're
we
the
have a bird messenger thing
Oh, that's true.
somewhere that someone has.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dash has a
What's
feather.
just so I'm clear for the future, what's the issue with it?
you have to have line of sight to the person, line of effect.
Dash has a feather like talisman that allows him to send a message to a
All spells have to have line of effect unless they say otherwise.
person he knows.
So that's used like in a secret meeting. You could 120 feet away whisper to something and no one knows you're doing it.
Color token
Mm-hmm.
says chest. I don't know what that means.
So there's a chest one, and then there's one that you give it a message, it turns into a bird, flies to that person, delivers the message, and then I think that's it.
Dash
right?
at it.
Oh, no?
No.
Somebody,
don't think
I mean,
so.
one of us has it. if
While
we wanna
there's
send it.
discussion taking place, Agiri is drafting a quick note
Okay.
and putting it towards the guard and saying, I want you to deliver this to Gideon now, please.
And the guard takes this and he looks confused. And he says, I told you. Another guard says, pulls him back and says, just go ahead and get it to him.
Can Dash see any? So there's a gate,
Yep.
assuming, or a guardhouse. Can Dash see any keys on any of the guards?
Make a perception roll.
Yeah, perception. Perception?
It's above your armor class area, saving throw area. Top left.
All right. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 8.
Okay. You don't see guards. You don't see anything like that.
Just civilians, as
And
far
the
as the eye
fortress
can
just
see.
appeared.
The second guard says, just go take it to him, and looks and points at Hemlock in particular, the guard, and says, there, as though you're known. And the guard grumbles and gets up and unlocks a gate with keys you still don't see, Dash, and goes inside.
How do you do that?
He even drops them, picks them up.
Some time goes by, and the guard comes back with a dozen other guards.
Oh.
And opens up the gate, and they all come out, and one of the new
I meant this letter. Sorry.
Yeah, and like Yannick takes a half a defensive step back, seeing the number of guards.
All right, one of the new guards says, "What's this trouble about?" As he steps out, and the guard that came out with the message says, "He's the one with the message," and then also points at Hemlock.
We have some important business for the mayor and Gideon. We have the appointments, and they have
Boom,
been...
boom, boom. Metal footsteps, really fast, no chance to react, and Hemlock is tackled to the ground by two of the guards. Boom, pressed down, grabbing
I'm
onto your arms and pushing you
Kicking
down.
the guards off of Hemlock immediately.
As soon as you move,
Really?
glad you mentioned that, shing, a sword comes out and flashes up from behind and to the left of Galen and is pressed up against your throat, and stepping into the view says, "Easy, citizen, don't get yourself killed just today," says Captain Vayner. And he's got his sword right there. Hemlock, you are on the ground, on your belly, and they are holding onto your arms, and someone's grabbing at your pistols, but can't quite get to them.
I'm squirming. I'm
you
doing every kind
have
of
this
struggle
handled.
I can do.
Can I react to Vaynor?
You can say something, sure.
Oh, no, I'm not saying anything.
Okay.
So the mirror in my hand flashes again, pull out.
Keep in mind, if you try and do anything, you're going to have to either make a thievery roll or be obvious about it. And then if you fail the thievery sleight of hand roll, he'll get a instant hit critical on you with the throat.
May I attempt something?
Sure.
I'm going to attempt to. How many guys are on my friend?
Two guys.
And one on him?
Captain Vayner is there, and the others have the group of semi-circled.
I'm just going to be patient.
Okay.
I'm going to be patient. This is a great time.
What
for
is the
patience.
meaning of this?
And the guard who came out and was barking orders a little bit, not Vayner, says, "Stop struggling! Get manacles on that one!" pointing to Hemlock.
Stop resisting.
Why do you treat the wards of Carahel so poorly today?
Captain Vayner, with his blade out against Galen's neck, looking straight at Galen, answering your question, Agiri, says...
Does he even break eye contact? He's just looking right at him.
Just looking
Okay,
right at
all right.
Galen with the blade up against. Like, it's about time for this. Says, "We've got the assassin," and is holding the blade up to Galen.
Who was killed?
And do you have him? And one of your pistols has been removed
Things are clear to me now.
and thrown out.
Who's been killed?
And another guard says, Mayor Hale.
Oh.
All right, I'm going to attempt an ability.
Okay.
Fascinating performance.
Okay. Fascinating performance.
Well, that's fascinating.
Yes, I am a fascinating guy.
I think our decision's been made.
When you perform, so this is a performance to entertain or such, you can compare versus one observer, and they are fascinated. So this is a normal performance per se, but this has ability to distract someone with fascination for 1 round.
If you're an expert in performance,
Yes.
which I am,
Oh, 4 observers.
you can fast him to 4 observers, which would be 1 on Galen,
Okay.
2 on Hemlock, and 1 the other boss guy.
All right. If the observer is in a situation that demands immediate attention, you must critically succeed it. So you'll have to
must.
make a roll. All right. So this is a big performance. Describe it briefly. What is this performance like as all of this tense stuff is happening?
I start singing the song that's been sung around town recently, but I start singing the verse that's about Hemlock from earlier all the way back. And I start busting out the line that was a gunman of much famed renown, feared in every port town, a pirate at heart, and he blows them apart, and he mows wargs and goblins down. And I sing my version
No, me neither.
of Hemlock's theme song.
Okay. Make a performance roll. Your target is 16.
All right. With my ukulele, I have a plus 12.
Okay.
I'm going to use a hero point. I rolled a 2.
Okay.
Roll a 2. Use that hero point. I rolled a 19
Yes.
plus 12, 31.
You did the hard thing you needed to do. You pulled it off, and distracted, just confused, like freaking Guardians of the Galaxy finale with the dancing scene. They stop and they look confused. You have 1 round of fascination of them looking at you. I think we need to go to Hemlock. Anything you would like to do or say?
Well, I'm struggling. In that struggle, I would like to try to catch Dash's eye.
Okay.
I'm not saying anything.
You catch Dash's eye.
And I, with my other eyes, point out the pistol that they tossed away.
Okay.
All right. Dash picks up what you're
Putting down.
blinking.
Yeah.
How far away is that pistol from Dash?
12 feet? No, 8 feet.
Okay, Dash tries to inconspicuously just mosey over there and. So,
Okay. The 2 people that are really focused on it are currently distracted for this 1 round, and you are able to grab this pistol. What are you doing with it?
I bring it back. No, I put it in my
Into the mouth.
mouth.
Okay.
In my cheek pouch.
It smells a little sewery. It's been somewhere recently.
I did clean him up.
Yeah, but
And what's worse, it smells loaded.
This tastes
Careful with
like
your tongue.
phosphorus.
this tastes grim. All right,
And I'm
and
still struggling. I'm trying to, get out of this.
okay,
but-
you may,
With them being fascinated, is he able to escape?
he can make a athletics roll.
Dirty 20?
Okay, that's really good. You may also make a acrobatics roll 18 for an extra bonus. This is just a bonus.
Do not. hit
Okay,
that.
you are able to get them off of you. You are sitting on your butt, but you're no longer pinned on your belly. You're sitting on your butt, and they are no longer fascinated, but that helped give you that moment to get on your butt. One you've able to push off. Another is right next to you on his knees, both of you grabbing for your gun.
What is the meaning of this? I am an emissary of Carahel. These are my companions. And we will have no more of this.
When I can, I have something I want when it gets back around
Sure.
to me.
Did you want to say or do anything?
I've done nothing wrong. You stay off of me.
Thought you were running.
Also run!
Vayner says, the mayor's been assassinated this morning by a gunshot to the back of the head.
Oh, sorry. Is he still fascinated?
Yes.
Okay.
He's now turned his attention, let's say,
Excellent.
to you and says, there's only one shooter in the city, and you have interactions with the mayor.
This is not true. And I open up my shirt and pull my armor away. Just like I should still have a gun wound there, a bullet wound. There is more than one gunslinger in this town. I sure as shit didn't do this to myself.
Drop all your weapons. You are under arrest, he says to Hemlock. The rest of you try anything, you will be arrested.
We have a witness who can attest to that. To your presence in another gunslinger.
Yeah,
We'll get him.
two maybe.
Yeah.
I thought you were running.
Also run!
All right, hold on now. We're just skipping past poor Galen
I'm
here
prone.
for a while.
There's no way I'm going to be able to get up and out and. Innocent.
Can I ask Hemlock a question? Not in character, but just what I see looking at him. Does he look as he's sitting? Does he look like he's sitting like resigned, or does he look sitting like?
Oh, I will.
Does he look
bolt
fight and
if
flight, or does
I
he
will
look?
bolt if I can? But
Okay, because my next action is going to be based on what I see from him.
Okay.
Because I have an action that I want to do when it's my
so
turn.
will mine.
So absolutely,
So will mine.
absolutely. May I do a thing?
Well, we've been
Sure.
waiting on Galen. Galen's
Galen.
always the level-headed member of the group.
Oh, yeah.
correct. He killed.
Extremely level-headed. So while Vaynor is distracted, I cast my mirror image. I'm guessing Hemlock is within 15 feet of me?
Yes.
All right. I cast my mirror image just next to the guards that are that he's been struggling with, and look like I'm tripping. I make it look like I'm tripping, and I just barrel into them.
So you're casting mirror image by...
Yeah, so my mirror image appears next to the guards that were
Okay.
there, and then I bowl into them, so that takes my mirror image away from where Vaynor was. So it looks like I appear in one place, and then just charge into those guards.
Okay, so are you moving into the mirror image thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
Great.
casting it and then moving into it, pushing into the guards.
Okay.
To create a moment of space for you.
Yep.
All right, great. You are able to bowl over the guard that's next to Hemlock and grabbing onto his gun and knock him away from Hemlock. Who would like to do something?
My apologies. I'm so sorry, and I'm like trying to like distract and kind of get in their way.
Vaynor is confused. You just instantly teleported 15 feet, and he says, "Oh, arrest that one too." Yes.
Assuming that I'm some 10, 15, 20, 30 feet away from these guys, I'm going to use 3 actions to cast gravitational pull.
Okay.
And I can pull up to 5 targets. I can pull them up to 20 feet. And I'm going to pull Hemlock. I'm going to pull Galen. And anyone else who's close to the guards, but at least those 2, 20 feet away from the guards that they are near in my direction.
Fugitive!
Yeah. Fugitive boys.
Just the good old boys.
All right, 30 feet. Altering
New
gravity,
ship
you
brigade.
pull the target, you pull them 10 feet unless it succeeds a fortitude save. On a critical failure, it's also knocked prone. So you're affecting 5 folks. Is that what I'm hearing?
I think I'm just doing 2, just my 2 fugitives.
Okay, and it's fortitude. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's a 15? This is their fortitude save?
Yeah, but can we choose not to fight it?
Oh, I thought you were pulling the guards.
No,
Oh,
no,
I'm
I'm
so
pulling
sorry.
Galen and
I'm
I'm
so
pulling
sorry.
Hemlock.
Yes.
To me.
Okay.
Can they opt
Wait, to
critically
you?
fail? So
Yeah, well, that's what the spell does.
Gravitational
Yeah.
pull.
I'm pulling you away from the guards towards me.
It's a safer one than singularity, but the effect is
Okay,
worse.
so Hemlock this guy is distracted. He sits up, gets one off, is still struggling with another. Suddenly, Galen somehow teleports 15 feet, tackles another guard, and then both of them are poltergeisted on the floor like a chair towards the bard.
Is
10
this
feet.
back into the middle of the guards?
This is into the middle of the whole scene.
Well, I had never gone up to the guards in the first. I'd never really interacted or gone up to that I know of.
No, that's true. You were not. The guards are over there. It's sliding past Vayner towards the bard. So you went from one side of Vayner to the other side.
But away from the guys who are grabbing you.
Run.
Yeah.
Run!
Okay. Hemlock and Galen are getting up and running. And
I imagine all the guards' attention have focused away.
on those two, yeah. And get them! And they are chasing after you. About 8 guards. Just go running down that slope
Hemlock
after you.
is the slowest. Agiri will reach. Cast reach. Yes, we'll cast reach and then follow it with sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
Yes.
Sanctuary. What does that one do?
That one requires a will check to even use him as a target.
Ooh, for 1 minute. Okay. You feel magic shield you a little bit, Hemlock, as you are running not as fast as you'd like. And you are going down the slope, heading towards the Cobblefield Plaza. Anything over on this left side of the table you folks would like to do?
I assume that I would be a target as well because I pulled them towards me and they're with me. So I guess I'm probably running with them.
Okay, you are running. They are not paying you much attention, actually. So it's them, guards, and Jericho.
I'll kind of run off to the side a little bit, like I'm with them, but not with them.
What about Yannick and Dash?
Yannick is.
There's about 4. There's about 6 guards just still standing there.
Stop this nonsense! We are emissaries of Carahel. We have proof, or can provide proof, that Hemlock is innocent of any such accusation. This is foolishness. We have been out helping the citizens of Tabonry all day. We've been in the sewers, fighting creatures in order to help the citizens.
He takes a big gravelly drink.
And we must stop this foolishness and see reason.
Your cries have drawn the attention of your
Whining.
strong words have drawn the attention of someone of import who's been lightly trying to hear what the commotion is about and quickly comes out. And it is a gentleman by the name of Gideon Dalfana comes out. He comes out and comes up to the gate. He's still on the other side of the gate and says, What is going on? And sees just you and Dash and Agiri standing at the gate.
So if Agiri is done with his cast, he's still
Oh,
casting.
yeah, you're done.
Okay. Gideon, where have you been? We need your assistance now to stop this.
Says, things have gotten quite hectic here. There's been an incident.
My wards are being blamed for your incident. I need you to stop this.
Well, there's some concerns that the guards have. Here comes one of them now. Hemlock, you've been acquired with your slow speed, but they have not been able to hurt you in any way.
I can't fight him off?
Yeah, if you want to fight, you can.
No,
That will.
Don't fight. If before you try to draw your sword or anything, I'll stop you.
Well, I wasn't going to try to kill him.
No, don't attack.
A fighting leads to
Oh, I do though. If I'm close to him, I will reverse pickpocket and
Killing leads to
hide my
suffering.
gun
Okay.
on him.
Yeah, for sure. I will
The one pistol
pull
I
the
have.
cloak.
All right.
Tuck it behind.
Done. You've got the pistol, and you are brought up by 2 really annoyed guards, Hemlock, who've got some bruises on them.
This is all foolishness. I don't spare a glance at Hemlock either on that.
All right. Captain Vayner, surrounded by 4 other guards, stands before you, Galen, holds a sword up to you, and Princess brides you, drop your sword.
Do it.
You've always had a,
Galen, do it.
Says Hemlock as he's being pulled away.
there'll be another time for the two of us. And I drop the sword.
All right. They grab you, manacle you up, and push you forward. And Vayner says that time can't come soon enough into your ear as you are marched up the ramp of stone.
I'll see you in one more level.
And you guys are brought forth. I think I interrupted Giri and Yannick. You were talking to Delphana.
Yes. So the guards came. They're dragging him by through the gate.
Oh, good. We're back together.
Yes.
He said inside the large jail cell that you're all in. That's all he cares about.
Never split the party.
Gideon, we're going to need your help. There's apparently been some horrible confusion here, and it needs to be undone.
No confusion now, says Captain Vayner.
I wasn't. Oh.
And he comes in, and the gate is opened partially, and they march Hemlock in. And Delphana says, "We've got 2 of the suspects, Mayor," he says, nodding to Delphana, as he wedges hard Galen up against the closed part of the gate and starts checking you for any daggers or additional weapons.
So the mayor's alive?
No. He's referring to Gideon as the mayor.
mayor.
Oh.
So I will do my best to conceal the mirror shard that sits in the glove, the sheathed pouch sewn into the glove, so that they don't confiscate that.
I think you can hide kind of one thing on there. Great. Yeah, he doesn't find that at all, and then says, well, 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 and pulls out a pistol.
Yeah.
I was wrong. There is another shooter. Why am I not surprised?
Yeah, hand me that and I'll show you how it works.
Really? Because I just don't understand this at all. And he says, you're in it now, Galen, and pushes you inside the gate, inside the fortress.
Yeah, the bigger and dumber they are, the harder they fall.
And the 2 of you are marched into the fort and taken down below. Gary, you were still talking. You guys can jump in too, anyone.
Mayor. That's very interesting to me.
Why don't you come inside?
Yes, why don't we come inside?
When was the mayor killed?
And he motions for you too, Dash, to come inside. You are not allowed to be entering the gate at all until a guard pats you down, and you have no weapons of any kind on you, so he allows you in. And I'm assuming you don't have weapons either, priest?
Staff
All
at
right,
best.
you are let in as well.
Which I kind of lean into.
I'll leave my long sword at the door, I guess.
Okay, with the bag of holding ready to go, the simple everyday pouch.
Yep.
Does Jericho make it back in time to be come in with the group?
Yeah, you're still trying to find the remaining guards chasing after. Yeah, you can do whatever you'd like. What would you like to do?
I would go along with him.
Okay, your rapier will not be allowed
It's
in.
in the bag.
In the bag.
I do have a
That
dagger.
is, yeah.
Dagger will not be allowed in.
Okay.
Okay. Do you feel totally defenseless now?
I do.
All right. You guys are brought in to different rooms. One room is an office area that has some lots of papers and scrolls and a metal cart with fancy chafing dish-like things with some food and stuff that's been sitting out for several hours, as well as a bunch of blood all over the floor and all scattered over some of the pages. Some of it's been tried to have been cleaned up. And you are brought in there, and a servant brings some wine as well, and Dalfana looks just a bit shell-shocked, and he goes to sit at the desk but doesn't quite feel comfortable and pulls up a stool and sits beside the desk as other chairs are brought for you. Meanwhile, Hemlock and Galen are taken to even worse conditions of a cell down below. It is a large cell that could house 20 people or so, with some stone benches part of the walls. It's an old cell that's been there a long time. It does have a window, a long, slightly elliptical window that looks out over the big river next to the city, and the two of you are put in these cells. And anything of even mild import is taken from you, so any pouches or anything like that, but not your secreted item, Galen, that you had asked for. And Vayner says, I knew you were no good for this city. I had no idea you were this bad. Just tell me one thing. Why? Why did you do this?
Are we together?
Yes.
Neither one of us did this. I planted that pistol on him.
You're dumber than that mustache makes you look.
Gain a hero point for that. Been growing it for 12 years.
Now to win friends, the
Next time we see him, he's gonna have no mustache.
You swore an oath to protect this city
We've done nothing but protect this city.
and kill its leader.
You'll find out soon enough that's not the case.
He spits at your feet and says, "You're not even worth that," and walks off with your assassin's pistol in his hand. The two of you are left alone, and what do you have to say before we leave that scene?
I hope the others are smart enough. I
just put my head in my hands. Oh my god!
Tom, don't jump cut! Don't jump cut!
Start rocking! No!
Ash and Jericho are on the case.
All right.
So what you're saying, Mayor, is we can have the temple. We walk away right now.
As they are gone, hanged by noon. Delphana is there and says, I just can't believe everything that's happened. It is just a nightmare.
When was the mayor found dead?
This morning, the guards came and got me and said there was an emergency. The mayor needed to see me, and they were being secretive about his death. And now the whole secret is out.
When was the last time he was found alive?
I don't know. I last saw him yesterday, a couple hours before sunset when I was done.
This blood is still reasonably fresh.
A blast was heard this morning, breakfast time.
When were we getting sticks from the sewer?
You guys were there a little before that time, right around that time.
Okay. I need to go find someone. I'll be back in a little bit. And Dash goes to go get...
Dash, find the toady as well. The one that we helped.
Right.
In the episode before.
Okay.
You have any memory of...
Sure. Okay.
The half elf.
We know the dementia's setting in, but try to focus.
Yeah, so he goes back towards the part of the town in the wall where...
Okay. Interim Mayor Delphana says to one of the guards that's there, keeping an eye on that room, make sure he gets out and can come back safely, please. So they let you out the gate. And you are heading where?
I'm gonna go find the toady and go get sticks
the Yosoki you just rescued 2 hours ago with a celebration. All right. About that rescue, I'm going to need a little...
You said anything? About time to pay your debts.
Yeah, don't make me put you back in the grate.
Jesus.
All right. So, Delphana, I'm just in shock. I just murdered in cold blood. And a blast. And Vayner did his investigation and he found this. And he shows impacted bullet thing coming from one of these strange gun weapons. And Vayner says he knows of one and only one person who uses them. Your associate.
Vaynor has a very limited scope of knowledge.
I agree. Very limited. There are more than one individuals that can do this type of work.
I'd say
Our
stunted.
friend, and I am speaking on behalf of the Society of Carahel, that this Hemlock has been under our supervision the entire time. If you are to call him into question, then you would be calling myself and my brother Carahel into question.
Let's not get us all arrested.
Hold on.
I am simply
No,
speaking
I don't say that. But
that there is no possibility of Hemlock being the one who assassinated the mayor.
You don't think it's even close? Is it not? And
There's
I mean,
a non-zero chance. Yeah.
I mean, no offense. I've known you for a while. You don't think that perhaps there's any chance you are blinded by friendship?
It doesn't work that way, and you know that. What I perceive is factual and written knowledge. I base my faith on it. I base my understanding of Varen on it. We do not simply succumb to base passions. He avoids a little eye contact on it.
normally,
I have trained and studied and taught for many years. You know this. I can't give in to those type of considerations.
What are you expecting me to do? I've just been thrust into this. I've got what just happened outside in the gate. I don't know how much at fault you and your allies were, or how much the guards. But now the whole city is going to know that the mayor is dead, and now I've got possible suspects.
You have particular gifts. One of the reasons why we are friends is I've always admired your gift and talent for organization and compartmentalization. You can handle the stresses that have been set before you. You can organize and prioritize, as I've always known you to do. The temple itself wouldn't have run well without you. So in this instance, using, and I give you that it is just my word right now, but a word based in something that you know, this individual Hemlock is not the one you're looking for. And now, since you have been, as you say, thrust into this position, you have authority in this to dismiss such charges. And if you want to understand how and who actually did the assassination, the two that have been taken into your custody, and it is your custody, will have to be set free so that we can investigate, so that we can look into this dastardly deed. There is another assassin out there. And if what I say is true and what you take I am saying as truth, then you have to let us go to find them. If they are left to run about, then they are likely to do it again, Mayor.
He looks down at the desk before him with the blood stain still on it. This is crazy.
It's not an easy task put before you.
I didn't want to be mayor. I was quite happy with my job.
But it's quite possible that Carahel has intervened in this way.
I'm not sure what to do.
I don't envy you. It's your decision. But it is yours to make, and I have made the strongest case for it.
We have folks who can further provide details and be a witness for the occurrences that we are going to speak to. Our friend Hemlock was shot by another gunslinger. The very one, I suspect, which killed the mayor. There is a witness to that, which I believe our friend Dash is attempting to speak with now.
I really hope I can find that bathroom.
We have another individual who we know is a crafter who has created the weapons for Hemlock, who spoke of another interested party. So there are witnesses, and also, I may add, Captain Vaynor is hardly an impartial witness when it comes to Galen. Whatever investigation he performed is biased by his, for whatever rivalry or hate that he seems to feel for our good Galen. He is hardly impartial. I am quite certain that we can provide enough evidence to more than prove our friends innocent of any such charges.
Well, let's make one thing very clear. Captain Vaynor is not in question here. He has been loyal to the city and to the mayorship for years, and he is someone I need to lean heavily on right now.
And I'm not claiming he is against anything. It's just he is not impartial in this case with Galen, and his anger likely clouding his vision on being open to other possibilities.
They have a past.
Yes. That is all.
And
Baynor is quite capable in some roles, and I'm sure will be an asset to you. And I'm not saying he is being malicious in any way. He is just blinded by his passions.
Hey, Mr. DM, when that bullet was shown, is there any way that either Jericho can ask to see it, or from seeing it, get an idea? Because he spent time in the blacksmith shop with the gunsmith, and then was helped to make sure that second gun was purchased, and then has fired the weapon, loaded and fired the weapon. Just to have some idea, is that roughly the same size, weight, heft, caliber of something that was fired from Hemlock's weapons?
Okay, so what you're going to need to do is make a crafting roll. Your target number is a 15, but because Hemlock has spent time showing you the weapon and firing the weapon, we're going to drop that down to a 10.
Does Bardic Lore help in this instance?
Sure,
Okay. That gives me a +5.
we can do that.
I rolled a natural 20.
Yes!
Wow.
Exactly the same.
So 25.
Wow, what a cool connection there, too.
High five.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Yes, this bullet looks to be similar in make to what Hemlock uses.
So like it would be the same size, like it could have come out of one of his guns?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to... I think Hemlock did it.
No, he did. It's okay.
Jump to the case and you're on the prosecution. Now, I may just be a simple country bard here.
Jericho's the star witness of the prosecution.
Do you swear on Carahel to tell the truth?
Yes, I know he didn't. I hope he burns in hell.
Carahel! Do we know if this is opinion or fact? It's a fact.
You're like Marissa Tomei and my cousin Vinny.
Yep.
Delphana is brought away from you guys. It's a moment as an assistant pulls him away, and the assistant seems quite concerned, and you hear some mention of the gate. And he gets pulled into a side chamber. You can just hear some harsh whispers. After a couple minutes, Delphana says, if you can just remain here for a bit.
What is going on?
He says, there's some citizens of the city that have heard the news, and I will speak with them. Please stay here as a guest, and we'll continue to talk.
Are we under guard?
You have one guard that's been outside the door.
We're gonna sit in the bloody death room for a while. That's nice.
Geary is going to examine the desk, the contents that are strewn atop, to see what was being reviewed more recently.
Okay.
And probably not so much organized by Delphana. I would know his techniques and how he organized, so I'd see what was before and what was after.
All right, great.
So I'm checking that out.
I want you to make some sort of kick-ass skill roll for that. I don't know what the skill would be other than, say, a lore or society roll.
Lore would have to be specific, right?
Yeah.
So this would be society.
Let's do that.
All right.
Bureaucracy lore.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, really,
Yeah.
that would be a thing.
Tabonry, to be specific.
I mean,
Tabonry.
I am I do have scribe lore. Can I?
You absolutely can. Don't make the roll. Ignore your roll, whatever you rolled.
Oh, all right.
You get a +1 from him for you to make your roll, Yannick.
Not to usurp your idea, but I am a trained
There's
scribe.
something here.
Let me look through this for a moment.
It's the Kara team.
And I will take a look.
Okay.
That is going to be with his +1 and my +7 in
Please don't say
crafting.
two.
23.
Okay.
I rolled 15.
You start doing the Grisham montage of going through different documents, putting it up on the wall, drawing red thread to connect the dots.
Nope, Hemlock did it.
Everything is
Son of a bitch! You almost got me.
You step away, the collage forms its face. You're like,
While we long rested, he murdered.
Galen helped him.
Onto us.
Yeah.
there is a grassy knoll.
It takes about an hour and a half before something interesting is going to happen of Dash returning, unless someone wants to do or say something.
Then just Jericho would just like to look around the room for any type of a physical clue that might have been left. He heard about this creepy, long, burgundy, red-cloaked fella, and just if there's anything that might have been left behind or overlooked that might point in the direction of this guy that might have been in the room. Maybe he dropped something or anything that might have been left behind by this that might have been overlooked in this time here.
Make a perception roll, please.
23.
Okay, some great rolls. You guys start exploring and investigating the room after anything you guys want to do in the jail? Are you good?
You want to get that harmonica out?
Yeah.
Give each other baths.
Why does it always go that way?
Yeah.
Anytime we're in prison.
Thank God we haven't invented soap.
Tip's the only one who's spent significant time in prison. So.
Check your gear. Do you have a bar of soap?
It's all the prison porn I watch.
I do want to know if we're actively being guarded or if the room is empty.
There's also one guard inside, but he's about 20 feet away by the stairwell up.
Okay.
Okay. An hour and a half or so goes by as you are doing your different investigations, and Dash, you return with Styx the Yosoki, who you rescued earlier today, and you have the half-elf toady bargeman, who you guys rescued less than 12 hours ago, I believe, as well.
Avilia.
Avilia. And you have gotten both of them to arrive. And Styx says, "Wow, I never imagined I'd see the mayor's place.
Well, yeah.
When do I get to meet him?"
Just keep your mouth shut for a minute.
And whenever he shows up, give him your best shot. No, the half-elf toady says, "I'm still not sure what it is that you want, but I told the Hemlock that I would help all of you."
Well, Hemlock definitely needs your help, so just follow me. Let's go talk to the guy in the room in here. And
you are in the mayor's chamber where Yannick, going through the papers with some with blood splattered on them, you see there is a lot of scheduling that the mayor's doing, and very little of it is official. It's got just some rough days and times with meet with the people, sad face emoji, and above that is private time. Below that's private time. Then there's more private time over and over and over again. Then there's a larger days with party here, and he's apparently throwing lots of parties with some numbers next to it that you're able to deduce are the costs that he's throwing for these parties. He likes to throw lots of parties. And then you see a small accounting of some funds that he's tracking as well. So you have access to his finances, which is a couple thousand gold, including a recent influx of 3,000 gold. With
Some gold bars.
With a mention in the note of 3,000 to come 2 weeks as well.
How much? 3,000 in 2 weeks?
3,000 on the ledger, and then a note to the side, 3,000 in 2 weeks. But it looked like that would have doubled. The 6,000 total would have doubled. So he didn't have a ton of money for the mayor.
So the mayor was burning a ton of money and needed it.
Yep.
Seems like the mayor was in some financial trouble.
And meanwhile, Jericho, you don't find any clues other than it is clear from the angle as you start getting your lawyer pointer stick and doing angle type trajectories that the shot came from the window that the desk was next to with the mayor behind. You open up the window and see it is a very treacherous drop of 70, 80 feet down to the river below. So it's fortress, then cliff, then river. But the walls themselves are not particularly smooth. It's an old fort with mortar and grooves and stuff. Delphana returns and says, "Oh, we have guests. Who did you bring, sir?"
Yes, I brought witnesses who can tell you where we were during the time of the mayor's unfortunate demise.
Do I go now?
Who says that?
Sticks.
No, Toady goes first.
All right. I was minding my own business in the sewer.
As one does.
Doing barge work in the canal when I was jumped by some dangerous people, more than I would say thugs. There was magic involved, and Delphana's just holding his head. Magic now, what? And I was rescued by these heroes, and I owe my life to them. I would be dead now if it wasn't for them.
And what happened when you were leaving the sewer with Hemlock?
He holds out a hand. No, just kidding.
Do you want to go back to the sewer?
When I was escorted out after the rescue, heroic rescue, I would say. Hemlock was his name?
Yes.
Hemlock
Disrespect.
Hemlock was escorting me out when we were attacked. He was shot by a weapon not too different than I think what he carries. And there was an attacker, an assassin, and I ran and barely got out alive. And I don't know what happened after that.
Thank you.
Did you see it all? What
Hemlock is fine. Thank you for
what
your
he looked
concern
like?
also.
Did you see it all? What he looked like? This assassin.
He was wearing red armor or a red hat or something.
Maybe a red cloak.
A red cloak.
Yeah.
Objection,
red
leading
though.
the witness.
Red though.
Yes.
Well, does that satisfy you that we weren't the ones?
Blowing smoke up your nostril.
Delphana says, I believe your word. It carries a lot, Aguirre. I believe you would not lie or lead astray, nor do I think you would consort with assassins. What is that noise I keep hearing?
Oh, that's my arthritic fingers playing.
Thank you.
I've been playing for so long.
I will, as my first order of mayor,
Release the assassin.
Release the Kraken.
this will go down in the history books.
We're trying to avoid.
I will release Hemlock as a suspect, and I will let Captain Vayner know. He waves to a guard at the door. Let Captain Vayner know to release Hemlock.
And
I'm sure there will be an investigation by Vayner, and you will have to have and you will have to have Hemlock respond and to any questions Vayner has, as he will be leading the investigation.
Fair enough.
And obviously, I will not forget, Hemlock cannot leave the city. It must remain until Vayner clears him. I think that is more than fair, and I am releasing him into your custody.
Seems like our business here is.
You've done more than enough.
That's cool. Whatever, that's fine. Good. I'll find my own way out. Screw you guys.
Oh, there was someone else who got arrested. I don't remember who. Oh, Galen. Galen, that's right. Galen got arrested.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I don't know why he got arrested.
He says, and
he wasn't with us when this.
Did you know he's mildly racist?
No, we're squashing
The
that
mayor
one
was a
right
human,
now.
so that's fine.
he motions to the guard. Make sure what was his name?
Galen.
Gaben.
Gaben is released as well. Let Vander know. He says, but again, I'm releasing them into your custody, Aguirre. Stay in the city until Vayner clears them. Make sure that Vayner hears this man's story, pointing to the toady. And I need your help.
You have my help.
I don't know how I need your help, but I'm going to need help. I have a city with a little treasury, a captain of the guard, and you, who I know, and some sycophantant counselors that will not be coming back to this residence anytime again.
Just make sure you get some you time.
It's all over this damn
Private
calendar.
time.
Actually, you got to go. I'm booked for private time now.
And getting there is the matter of the temple as well.
Jesus.
One more thing. One more question.
I know you have other things to deal with at the moment. And I'm not
Blood-soaked wall.
asking you
Trembling in fear of the responsibility.
to take
But do you validate parking?
any current action, but we had to deal with the stones, and you know very well what that deal was.
Oh, yes.
And it seems like the mayor has sold that deal out from under us due to his financial challenges with his parties. But the safety of the city is tied in with this temple.
I have no problem with that whatsoever, and I have a problem with the other deal altogether. And I trust you more than the Solene priest. He seemed like a decent enough fellow, but I don't like what the mayor did there, and I fought for that. It's not my primary concern right now, but I trust you more than anyone else, he says to Aguirre, and goes over to a picture of the mayor, slightly blood splattered.
Won't need that anymore.
And pushes it aside, and there is a safe where he inserts a key with a loud click and pulls it open. There's some documents, some pouches, and then he takes out a wooden box with the stamp of Solene engraved into it and closes the vault and locks it up before Dash can do anything.
What's that
He's
gulping
gone.
sound I heard?
And says,
It's in his hand. There's just a tap.
mouth around up to the wrist.
You see just Dash hanging off his hand.
Don't mind me. And he brings the heavy box over to you and places it on the desk and says, please return this to Priest Helic and tell him there is no deal anymore.
We will see.
Understood. We thank you for your donation.
Down in the prison.
Did you seriously just give me 3K bars of gold here?
Yes.
Sweet Jesus. My first test.
Priest Helic can disappear.
Can't find the guy.
He was shot. He was shot in the back of the head, and it is Hemlock this time. There's assassins everywhere.
Right before he was ready to testify, too.
Oh, he got Boeinged.
Down in the prison, the door opens up with a loud, annoyed creaking sound, if there's such a thing. Footsteps, metallic boots come down. Several guards come in, looking impressive, like coming out of the Imperial shuttle before Vader comes out. But Vader, in the form of Captain Vayner, comes out just looking pissed off. And he walks past the first prisoner, Galen, and walks to the second prisoner, opens up the door and says, "The interim mayor has released you for now. You are to stay within the city until I finish my investigation." And he forces a bundle with some nice carved handles of pistols into your chest.
Just one.
Just one.
Just one. Oh, that's right. Yeah. And says, "Where can I find you when I need you?"
Peg's Tavern.
"Get out."
Very well.
He then walks over a few feet to Galen.
I have the biggest shit-eating grin on my
I
face.
don't like this at all. I'm so uncomfortable for Vader. And he holds out your gear packs and long sword not your mirror, but has your long sword, holds them out and drops them on the ground before you can do anything.
Just making eye contact.
As you said, this isn't over.
You left something the last time you were here. Allow me to return it. And I spit at his feet.
Yeah!
That's a hero. I give him one of mine.
Gain another hero point. By
Yeah!
For some rolls, so you can use them.
Yeah, right.
He grimaces hard. You notice that new crinkly vein at the top right of the temple appearing.
Veiny Vader!
Yes.
We've got a nickname!
You also
All
notice that
right.
between the time before and now, he has shaved.
That bald razor bird wing right under the lip. You look better with the mustache, actually. He says nothing, but the two guards at the door look uncomfortable. One of them takes a step, so wondering if there's something that's going to happen. But Vayner stands right there as you have to get low before him to pick up your gear. And he doesn't move as you go around him without touching him.
Oh, I think at this point I slip the mirror out of my pouch and just teleport past him and then walk out the door.
He looks confused, reaches for a weapon, and stops as you teleport away. And he watches you go up the stairs.
And as I walk out the door, I just hold the finger up behind me.
He slowly walks over to his men and says, "We're going to do whatever it takes to get that man back behind these bars or dead. Let's get on this."
He hears this.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
And we will stop there for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us here at Adventure 12. It was a blast. Thanks so much for Tim for joining us tonight.
Yay!
As Dash, thank you so much. Man, I'm sure Jeremy will be grateful you didn't get Dash killed. We're going to dive into our after show and talk about what happened. I'm sure it's going to be a great one. If you'd love to hear it, consider supporting us on patreon.com/ingloriousbar. It's just a couple bucks, get you access to a whole bunch of fun goodies, and we appreciate the support. And we will see you all next time.
Goodbye.